there. Ohio State's in the mix there. North Carolina defensive portal moves there, according to On3 Sports. And we're waiting to see if Dylan Raiola is going to stick with Oregon after you get Dante Moore announcing he's returning. When you look at the future of college football, our final question of the day, who do you think is poised and most likely to be the next Indiana or Texas Tech? The team that has flipped their roster and or bought their way into this, a newcomer into the playoff.
Well, I mean, this year it looks like Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, really.
But, I mean, they were in the semifinals, so it's hard to say they're a newcomer. I don't know.
I am going to go way off the board here. Because the team I'm about to say, you're like, there's not enough commitment to even football for that to matter. You would have said the same about Indiana if I'd have made the Indiana argument.
You going Kentucky?
Nope. I am going Stanford.
Yeah. Stanford has more money.
More billionaires than anybody else in football, I think, is what you told us.
Yeah, they would rather watch video on hacky sack than football.
Again, you would have said the same thing about Indiana.
You know, they put Andrew Luck in charge for a reason.
Yeah, Andrew Luck there, if he could get in just you said 93 billionaires are Stanford alums, and that was Stanford.
Yep.
He got bored with football.
He did, but he's not so bored that he didn't move back out there and become their GM. All you got to do is get in one of those pockets. 93, if you could just find one pocket to get in.
Well, I mean, we saw Stanford really good with Jim Harbaugh in the beginning of David Shaw. I mean, those were really damn good Stanford
no
teams.
Doubt.
And if you get money behind it, I mean.
I was going to mention Virginia.
They've got money.
And they seem to be making some noise in the portal.
Yeah, in the ACC championship game already this year. I mean, Tony Elliott's done a much better job than I anticipated there.
Yeah. Tough couple of months, couple of years on the Blue Bloods.
Yeah. It is. I mean,
I don't think anybody's feeling sorry for them.
They're not.
No.
They're not. They're not.
I mean, when I look at the portal standings and see where Georgia is, I mean, it's not like Georgia is the model in the SEC right now, but it's not like they're out there destroying it the way A&M is.
Yeah, but as I said this week, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, you've got these great recruiting classes. Maybe you don't have to use the portal at all or as much.
Well, what's going to be amazing is if A&M, already in the playoffs this year, does the portal the way they have been already, and they still can't play for a championship. I mean, there's just something there.
All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Don't forget to go check Bama and Bourbon out. Aaron Suttles and Lance talked about a lot of interesting stuff, football and basketball for you there. And we'll get you ready for another big weekend of college basketball. Bama's on the road at Oklahoma. Auburn's at home to South Carolina as they look to bounce back from that loss to Missouri last night, Stephen Pearl and company. And we continue to get you ready for the national championship game tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Man, we got so much to get to today on the show. A ton of NFL football. I've got an NFL stat. I come across these stats occasionally. This one's from Bleacher Report. It blew my mind. I'll get to it here in the first segment. I can't wait when it's such good stuff. We'll talk Alabama basketball on the road, Auburn at home. Some much-needed wins. Pretty good weekend on the SEC slate, though the Bama and Auburn games are not marquee. The other ones are. And, of course, it's the final day. I think Peter Burns coined the phrase portal combat, P-O-R-T-A, portal combat.
Instead of mortal?
Yeah. So final day, the portal closes today. Don't have to be out of the portal. You just got to be in the portal today. So we'll get to that and the national championship game all coming up. We've already moved a game schedule-wise for next year. Mississippi State Ole Miss Egg Bowl already moved to Black Friday. So
they didn't say a time, right? So it could be early Black Friday, it could be night Black Friday. We don't know.
I mean, it was Black Friday this past year.
Yeah.
Because we were doing a show down in Auburn.
Yeah.
It was. I'm just saying they moved it, off of the scheduled Saturday. You have to start moving these things around for TV, and they went on and moved that one very early here. Mississippi State Ole Miss to Black Friday.
Feels like a permanent home there. I've been told don't ever expect to see another, at least in the near term. Ever's a long word. Don't expect to see Thursday night SEC games on the Thanksgiving night. I don't think you'll ever see that again.
I think this is a fair question. Going into year 3, Jeff Lebby, year 1 fully for Pete Golding. Who's under more pressure to have the better year next year? Now, I think easy on the surface it'd be Pete Golding and Ole Miss because they were just in the semifinals. But, now you've got Mississippi State across the state. You're in year 3. You've seen what your counter-state rival has been able to do.
At some point, Levy's got to start delivering. Basically, and he was so close last year, but close sometimes means, okay, well, now you can get over the hump.
I thought they were the most improved team in the SEC. You can make that argument.
Don't disagree at all.
Yeah. No, I think you could.
So who do you think's got more pressure next year?
I think everybody's under pressure.
Oh, I know that.
I think I would go Golding. Just the pressure in that it's such a tough act to follow.
Well, they're both under pressure, but one's got to do a lot more to meet the expectations than the other. Anything short of going back to the playoffs with Pete Golding, and people are going to start going, "Oh my God, what did we mess up?" Jeff Lebby, all he has to do is go 7 wins.
Yeah.
And people are like, "We are moving."
Yeah, but
in the
what
right
was that? Was
direction."
that year 6 for Kiffin?
Yeah.
I would just be like, "Hey, look, it took him 6 years to get there."
But you are here. You got him. And we gave you all this money.
I get it, but Mississippi State 0-8 in conference year 1, 1-7 last year. Like if I'm a State fan, dude, 1-15, we got to do better.
Yeah, that's
that 1-7 looked totally different.
It did, but it's still 1-15.
Yeah, they blew a couple.
It's as Bill Parcells famously said, you are what your record says you are at some point, and at some point you got to start winning these close games or any games really in the SEC.
Yeah, he looks the part.
I wanted to bring up Alabama keeping A.K. Deer, and I don't know if y'all talked about this in Bama and Bourbon. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet this week. It's available for you, Aaron Suttles. But they make a big deal about these announcements of players staying, and I was at an event last night. One guy said to me, I don't understand why people are announcing that players are staying at their school. And I said, it is public relations.
It's a PR game, yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
And when you've got 4- and 5-star recruits who are coming back, you can get caught up in this cycle of news that we are. If this school is getting this guy out of the portal, this guy, some of the guys they're getting out of the portal aren't as good as the guys you have on your team. So when you have the signature that A.K. Deer isn't going into the portal, that he is coming back with you, you make that announcement because A.K. Deer is better than a lot of these running backs who are coming out of the portal going to other teams. You almost have to take a victory lap of just keeping players that were really highly recruited on your roster.
Yeah, it is amazing. You got to love these guys up year after year after year. But A.K. Deer, in my opinion, look, everybody's going to talk about Crowell, but Deer is going to be that home run threat, in year 2. He only had 19 carries this year, averaged right at 7.5 yards per carry. He's explosive. Just didn't know the nuances of the game. And I do think guys like A.K. Deer, and I hate to speak for him, I've never met the guy, I've never even heard the guy talk, but I'm sure they love seeing, their graphic back on social media.
Yeah.
And it comes probably with them getting a little bit more NIL money, a restructured deal. It's just the PR game because what Yay Alabama, in this case, we're talking about them, but it's true for all of them. What Yay Alabama knows is a lot of times the focus is on who's leaving. Oh, wait a minute. James Smith's in the portal. Wait a minute. Quay Russol's in the portal.
That's
Wait a minute.
exactly right.
You know,
Yeah, you need the positive spin,
and
no
this is
doubt.
like, hey, guy, yeah, those guys are in the portal, but hey, look, AK Deer's not. You know, hey, look, whoever, fill in the Ryan Williams last year, he's not in the portal. These guys are all staying. So, yeah, it's definitely a PR game.
Have you seen Ryan Williams is back next year?
No.
Okay.
I was talking about that was last year.
I was about to say I'd missed that one.
No. That was last year when Ryan Williams was back.
I brought this up on Bama and Bourbon. Every year, like when I'm reading up and we're doing our prep and we're doing our 40 and 40 and, looking at different things, Pete Futek does a really good job at College Football News of doing breakdowns of every team. And then he does, top 10 players returning. And I don't know about you guys, but Pierre is probably going to be number one on that list. And, he brought up Xavier Brown, and I think Xavier Brown will be right there.
Okay,
but would you guys
I agree.
agree? I mean, those are probably 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's
Bray Hubbard. I mean, offensively.
Bray Hubbard, yeah.
But offensively, who do you put on there? Like, when Futek's doing this top 10 list.
Well, I think freshman All-American Michael Carroll
That's where I was going to start.
is getting, he is improving. Say what you want. I mean, Lane Kiffin's got 3 quarterbacks paying a lot for him. Sight unseen, though, Keelan Russell is a 5-star guy. So if Keelan Russell had been in a different uniform and was coming to Alabama, you think people would be excited about that?
Yeah, you get excited about that.
Oh, yeah, for
absolutely,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think your 1 and 2 is correct so far.
And Pierre is huge. And
I mean, Ryan Williams, I think you have to throw in the top 10 just based on potential.
You got to have some receivers.
yeah.
I mean, I would put Latsir Brooks in front of Ryan Williams.
Lottie Brooks,
Yeah.
is up for newcomer of the year.
Yeah,
The DBs you mentioned there, Red Morgan.
absolutely, Red Morgan. And Sabb is back. I mean, I'd put Keon Sabb in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's a lot of defense.
No, it is. It is a lot of defense. But I mean,
But that's what won them games this year.
They were living on defense at the end of the year.
But there's concerns. There's concerns, but you got to trust the recruiting and the people that are left on campus. And we'll later on, let's do this. For Alabama and Auburn, the 2 SEC schools closest to our studios, the biggest concerns that you have position-wise for them going into next year.
All right.
We're off and rolling. The show is brought to you by, I want to show you the excitement for the national championship coming up. The show today brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City and his wife Andrea own this company. It's been locally owned for over 20 years. And Greg does a lot of things. He and his wife, 10 kids strong, so a big family. So he understands what it's like raising a big family or a small family or any size family in the state of Alabama. And in America today, expenses can get absolutely crazy. So he wants to minimize that for you. A couple of ways he does that. One of those, he gives you a free, no-cost roof inspection. Let you know if you got any problems on your roof, if you need a new roof, if you need some work done up there, or if your roof's perfectly fine. He tells some people that. No obligation. Free roof inspection, no obligation. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. Great people to work with, A+ rated in the Better Business Bureau. Another thing he has for you is financing options available to help you where the insurance company may not. He's got a great relationship with insurance providers, so he can help you get the most out of your insurance policy. And he's got this new soft wash program. If you're going to keep your roof and it looks old, but it's still got a lot of life left in it, but it just looks stained because of the sun in the south, well, he's got a soft wash program to clean that up, and that is almost a must for you if you're going to put your house on the market here in 2026. Do all that with Greg from Pell City on Facebook, stormrestorationroofing.com, or call his cell number 205-542-3531. I'll get to I got to get this stat out first on the NFL playoffs because it's crazy, and then we'll get back to college football. Whole bunch of NFL on the show. Todd Fuhrman starts hour 2, but I just can't sit on it. I get so anxious that I can't sit on this.
Well, you have sold the heck out of this.
Yeah.
From Bleacher Reports, not even my research. I can't even think like this to do this kind of research. Tim Tebow is the only quarterback drafted by the Broncos to win a playoff game for the Broncos in playoff history.
Who drafted? Oh, because Elway was drafted by
The Colts.
Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow, I'll say it again for those in the back of our
That is
chat room.
wild.
Tim Tebow is the only quarterback drafted by the Broncos to win an NFL playoff game for the Broncos. It is crazy.
What about Craig Morton?
Drafted and played for
Dallas?
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Morton for the Cowboys. Elway drafted by the Colts. Plummer drafted by, I can't read my writing, Cardinals, I believe.
Arizona Cardinals.
Manning, of course, by the Colts. Tebow 1-1 drafted by, and Bo Nix can become the second quarterback in franchise history drafted by the Broncos to win a playoff game for the Broncos coming up this weekend.
That's
Is that
pretty
not
no,
crazy?
that is pretty crazy. I mean, that is a proud franchise. That is one of the top. Would you say Denver's a top
It's close to top
five
five.
NFL
Close.
franchise? Yeah, it's close.
Top 10
A
for
lot
sure.
of Super Bowl. They play in a lot of Super Bowls.
I mean,
I know
you've still got to start with Dallas and Pittsburgh and San Francisco and New England. I mean, those are in Green Bay. I mean,
Green Bay.
that's five right there. There's no way they're in front of those. But it's
Denver's
top
in
10.
that next group.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a proud franchise, and they've only had one Super Bowl win, and it is, by the way, with all due respect to Tim Tebow, who I'm a fan of, the least of every quarterback you just named there is Tim Tebow.
Oh, well, and this is their first home playoff game in a decade.
Yeah. And if you're looking for a trend, and I know you've seen them, Mr. Lance'sLock.com, Sean Payton's never lost a playoff game coming off a bye when he's had a bye. He's 4-0.
He's 4-0. I was going to ask how many. I mean, that's actually pretty good for
Well,
him.
look, I mean, they're the better team. Again, the ultimate X factor in this entire playoff run is going to be Josh Allen. I mean, the Broncos have won 13 of 14. You know, they had the one let up at home against Jacksonville about a month ago. But, I mean, this defense has been dominant. They're third in total defense. They're second in points allowed. I mean, defense gets after them. It really is going to be contingent on how good Bo Nix is or how not bad he is. And then, what can this defense do with Josh Allen?
Forster and I have a really weird texting. It's been very normal until one picture last night, and I was like, "Have we crossed the line in our texting relationship?"
Oh, interesting.
Because
You didn't accidentally say one, did you?
It's all sports related, but all of a sudden, Forster's sending me a good-looking girl
Wow.
in Broncos gear in a text, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And I'm driving at the time, so I can't read what he has sent me or click on it. I can just see the picture, and it's a girl who's got Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen's baby inside of her right now. She's pregnant. It's Haley Steinfeld, and it's 2016, and she's at the Super Bowl in Broncos gear.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah, Broncos from Haley Steinfeld. She's now married to Josh Allen. Baby coming soon, their first child together.
Boy, people have a lot of digging time, don't they?
And she's in the Broncos gear. And Tracy Wolfson, who's doing the game, actually asked Josh Allen about it. Said, "Hey, there's a photo floating around with your wife in a Broncos gear from the 2016 Super Bowl." And he said, "I didn't know that was floating around." He's like, she was probably paid to be there.
Well, and she literally was a kid back in 2016.
Yeah, and turns out she probably was on some kind of a paid,
I'm sure.
paid gig to get there. But great work from Forster. There's the wedding photo. Oh, you got wedding photos too?
Wow. Scott did a
Just that one.
deep dive.
Yeah. So,
Man, from all reports, you know how I feel about the Bills, and you know how I feel about Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
But from all reports, he's a great dude.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
A great dude.
And they seem like a great couple.
Yeah.
He plays the game like a kid, which you love in some regards, unless he's going against your team and he's doing the first down
And
and
begging for roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Anytime he touches the grass,
now
he
do
won't throw for
Patrick
the
Mahomes.
passer. Huh?
Now do Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, no, Patrick Mahomes is just as bad. The only
Oh,
difference
I like
is
Josh Allen more than I like Patrick
The only
Mahomes.
I'm just
difference is-
saying begging for
yeah.
calls.
Mahomes gets it every single time. I mean, Allen occasionally does not get a
Well,
roughing the
because
passer.
he's big.
If
Yeah.
you breathe on Mahomes, you get a roughing the
Yeah, I mean,
passer.
that's the thing. It's back
Yeah.
to Shaquille O'Neal. How do you officiate that guy?
That's
like,
right.
I was embarrassed when Tom Brady was playing for my Buccaneers. They would throw some flags. I'd be like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know if he touched him.
I'll take the flag. But
Yeah, but no, Mahomes.
I'm not sure we need it, but okay.
Mahomes is infuriating to play because he gets every call. He gets every roughing the passer. He can have it. The most infuriating thing about Mahomes is, and he gets this all the time because he knows he's going to get the call. So he'll do one of two things. Like he'll tiptoe along the sidelines knowing the guys won't hit him because they know they're going to get 15, and he gets 2 or 3 extra yards and sometimes a first down. Or what's even more infuriating is he's still got a foot in green. you hit him and you get the flag for roughing or for a personal foul.
Best days are past him. Hey, for NFL fans, this is the ultimate week in the divisional round.
It is. And speaking of Mahomes, I'm just happy I don't have to watch him. Honestly, I'm more excited for a playoffs weekend without the Chiefs in it than I would be if the Chiefs were in it.
Actual games on the field for the 4 matchups that LT is talking about coming up a little later in the show. Todd Fuhrman with us. Final hour of the show today. We're going to walk down memory lane as Bruce Ayers will be in studio with us. The Comedy Club. He made that a national location, and we'll tell you why Bruce is joining the show at 11 o'clock. And he'll be with us for an hour. We'll walk down memory lane. I promise you it'll be a must-listen hour.
Yeah, look, I mean, his relationships with some of these comics over the year and how he would go out and how he would find some of these comedians. Before these comedians had names, like some of the comedy clubs, he would go to the West Coast to scout these people out, and how he got into comedy and the transition from the original comedy club in Green Springs to where they are now in Hoover. And, it's a celebration for Bruce because he has finally shut it down and somebody has taken over the comedy club. We'll give you all that information, but some really, really good stories coming up from Bruce Ayers in about an hour and 45 minutes.
And we will talk to him in that final hour of the show. Lance'sLock.com for the plays in basketball and the NFL playoffs this weekend, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Yeah, 2-2 last night in college hoops. Had a bad beat there at the end, but we still pulled out a 2-2. We're looking for a massive weekend, not only in college hoops, but obviously in the NFL, setting the table for the Monday night national championship matchup with Miami and Indiana. We'll have side total props, all that stuff coming up all weekend long, including Monday night. Jump on board, win with us. You can get a daily package, weekly package, everything available there at Lance'sLock.com, including that free play. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for any and all of these issues. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Great idea for lunch or dinner today with all the bold flavor you have been missing. It is back for a limited time, starting with that hearty scoop of dirty rice, a spoonful of slow-cooked Cajun pintos, plus a layer of melty cheese, and finally, your choice of chicken. It is hot, it is hearty, and it is all yours for just $7.49. Don't wait too long. Limited time only. So if you're hungry, you know where to go. Drive-thru's always open. Make it bow time.
Do you think I was the least talented person ever to be on the stage at the Stardome?
Actually, I'm going to say no.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
Bruce can answer that, though.
It's a learned craft. Yeah. I saw our buddy Cassio Kidd opened up for Bert Kreischer last night.
Wow.
Did he really? Where?
Yeah. Von Braun.
Oh, up in Huntsville?
Yeah, but
wow.
I think he was the act before. Again, I don't have it looked to me, though, from the post I saw, he was the guy that handed Mike off to Bert Kreischer.
Wow. That's a big spot. Yeah,
that is. And that means chances are there were probably
two before him.
Three total.
Yeah, probably three total.
And then Kreischer.
You got your MC typically, well, maybe not for a venue like that kind of is the traffic cop who brings one in, then one, and then the headliner.
Yeah. Good for Cassio.
I think there's a fad going on. 2016. Was this 2016 that I did the Stardome?
This was 2015. No, this was 2016.
2016, because I thought I stumbled across the picture last night when I was, everyone's showing these 2016 pictures, so I was stumbling through 2016.
Yeah, what is that, by the way? Just a decade difference?
It's a trend. Yeah, to show yourself in 2016, where there I am in 2016 at the Stardome, and here was the opening line from the Stardome, and then I blacked out. This is the only thing I remember. It's right here.
Wow. This just got real right now. But I will tell you what I told my wife on our honeymoon. I'm not going to be up here long.
Great start. Listen to that crowd. That was a sellout crowd that night.
Yeah, it really was. I could not believe how many people were there.
Our audience sold out the Stardome for Dunaway. And now there was a headliner. Jim was the...
it was actually a really funny... I forgot who the country
guy.
Boy.
Pissed off headliner because he was expecting to be on like 7 minutes after me.
Well, he kept referencing the clock the whole time.
Yeah. Give it to me again, and you'll see when I walk off and touch my head as I walk off, letting it laugh.
Yeah.
That is when I blacked out as I started moving.
Wow. This just got real right now. but I will tell you what I told my wife on our honeymoon. I'm not going to be up here long.
Blacked out. Done. I don't remember anything else.
So-
Rest of the night.
so for
and I've
those-
yet to go back and watch it.
I don't remember any of the jokes. I remember that one.
Yeah.
The thing I remember most about it, for those that have never been to a concert or a comedy club or anything like that, oh, look, there's me and Lance that we introduced him. I forgot we introduced you.
Well, you had to tell why the CD was about to come out.
Explain to these people. In the sound booth, when somebody's time's up, they've got a light that they flash, and that's the, hey, get off the stage, wrap this thing up. And I knew this thing had been going a long time, and I was in the back of the room, and I kind of walk into the sound booth, and I hear the guy say, "You can quit flashing the light. He ain't looking." I don't know how long they'd been flashing.
But I remember we went in Bruce Ayers' office before you took the stage, and he told you that. Hey, look, man, don't worry about this. They'll get you out there. If it's not going good or if it's time, they're going to be flashing this light from backstage or from the sound booth. And he told you that like 2 or 3 times, and you
did not
literally
listen.
did black out.
I was blacked out. I mean, I don't remember it at all.
Literally, the guy goes, "You can quit flashing that light. He ain't going to see it." Right as I walked in, I'm like, uh-oh, we got problems.
I can't wait. Bruce gave me hell about that, too, afterwards.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to Bruce coming up in the final hour of this show. All right, so excitement for this championship game coming up as we get closer and closer to Monday. And I see people griping, God, I barely remember the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl. Guys, let's let it breathe a little bit. Monday, I know everyone wants to play it on a Saturday.
But did you see the number, though? It's going to be 4 games in 51 days for Miami, going back to that Texas A&M game. That's the length. Once they play Monday night, 4 games in 51 days.
And so it's 3 in
I can't remember, what was that?
in about 51 days or maybe.
No.
That's good spread out time.
For Indiana, they played, that was the 20th.
Are you saying that's a lot or a little?
I mean, 51 days is a long time. 4 games is fine. I'm saying 51 days is a long time for a playoffs.
Well, it's almost like
yeah.
a game by game by game by.
Yeah.
That's basically what it works
Yeah,
out.
because they've played 4 and 28 this year.
Yeah. So, 4 games, 51 days was what I saw.
Yeah. Excitement. Now, I don't understand why they were doing this at Assembly Hall on the campus of Indiana yesterday,
Yeah.
but they were handing out rally towels. I assume some of these will be at Hard Rock Stadium, but the line was a half a mile long just to get these towels. As you see the line around Assembly Hall lined up at Indiana to get in, just to get these rally towels free to the public.
I mean, that's the line for a free towel?
Yep. Basically a terrible towel that's white for Indiana fans. And Forrester, give me Forrester's mic. Forrester, keepsakes, right? You never want to get rid of these, right?
For sure. Absolutely. Here's a live look at eBay
Yeah.
where you can purchase one for $70.
I would rather,
$70?
but I would rather pay $70 for the towel than wait in line.
Wait in line that long.
$70 for a free towel. My question is, are they going to hand them out to the fans at the stadium too?
Yeah. So why did I wait in line?
Well, if you can't get in the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the stadium's almost as expensive as that towel. $70 for a towel.
8.5 money line bet is minus 350 for Indiana to win straight up.
Yep.
So Vegas is telling you Miami virtually has no shot.
I mean, look, each and every week we saw a 15-plus point underdog win outright in college football. So, when we're talking about 8.5 is the number right now, under 10. If Miami plays like they did against Ohio State, they had 1 penalty against them. They, scored 20 points on Ohio State, the only team to do that the entire year. They've got a really, really good shot of winning this game. But if they play like they did against Ole Miss, and you look at that Miami defense, it gave up 3 against A&M in round 1, and then it gave up, 17 against Ohio State in round 2.
Which was their most impressive effort.
Yeah, and then it got a little bit worse after that. They gave up 27 to Ole Miss. So, if that trend continues, they got problems. If you go 30-plus to this Indiana team, they got no shot.
Well, which is a weird trend because this playoffs started way back in that Texas A&M game. And let me really clean up a screw-up I had. 4 games in 51 days for Miami goes back to their last regular season game. Obviously, they did not play conference championship weekend.
That's right,
So
yeah.
I know, but I said back to the Texas A&M game. That's where their 4 games started. The 51 days started at the end of the regular season.
I understood it.
But yeah, I know. I just wanted to make it abundantly clear. But going back to that A&M game, that was the story coming out of that game. This Miami defense. But if they can play defense like that, they are going to be an impossible out in this playoffs. But to your point, that defense, I mean, it was going to be hard to keep up what they did in College Station. That was a dominant defensive
But they've got the formula. They've got that dominant defense at times. And if they can play clean football, including Carson Beck, who really has been sensational over his last 8 games. But, if he's turning it over and they're committing penalties against this Indiana team just doesn't turn it over and they don't commit penalties.
It seems like the biggest turnaround in college football history. Losing his program, now trying to be undefeated, playing for a national championship. And I'm going to tell you 2 teams that by metrics had a bigger turnaround, but they both come with asterisks. The team with the biggest turnaround
This is in college football history?
In college football history.
Okay.
Was Michigan. From 1900 to 1902, they sucked in the late 1890s. So that was a big turnaround. Asterisk.
Yeah,
right?
leather helmets, trains.
Yeah, it was basically the program that invented fire at Michigan. And the other one, the only other one by metrics, bigger than teams who had just started playing the sport from nothing to good, was Army 1942 to 44. And that's when, of course.
Well, yeah, most of their guys were all fighting WW2.
No, we had the turnaround because most of America was in the Army.
Yeah.
And nobody else was left at home to play football for anybody else. So
those
Army teams were really, really good.
Yeah.
Those that were left still playing football. Other than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
The beginning of time
Yeah.
in football and Army during World War II, Indiana is the biggest turnaround in college football history.
I mean, it's as big as one obviously, the metrics tell you. Like, the only ones I could think of, I wasn't alive. Well, I was alive, but I was too young to know how bad Florida State was before Bobby Bowden. I've only heard how bad that program was before Bobby Bowden.
But it had some moments, at least. Like, I think they beat Alabama one time in the 60s, maybe.
I can remember Frank Beamer turning around Virginia Tech, but I don't have a ton of history to remember how bad Virginia Tech was.
Yeah.
But I saw the turnaround, and everybody told me how bad Virginia Tech had been historically.
Yeah, I've said it 1,000 times on this show in 16 years. Virginia Tech at Legion Field.
Was it at 77-0 or something?
77-3, I think.
Yeah.
And that may have been my first Alabama game I went to that I could go to because nobody wanted to go to that game.
Pick up a ticket outside.
Yeah.
Kansas State's in that mix with Bill Snyder.
With Bill Snyder. And we saw that in our lifetime, too.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have the history to know that Kansas State was as bad as everybody told me they were.
They were.
But all that said.
But none of those ever played for a national championship or won a national championship.
All that said, do you think America, if they had the truth serum, do you think America is sitting here cheering for Indiana? Those that will watch the game. Obviously, there are some that will not watch. If you're watching the game and you're not a fan of Indiana or Miami.
And you don't have money on either.
You don't have money on either.
I think the majority of people are pulling for Indiana.
Because of the Cinderella story.
Yeah, it's brags to riches.
Yeah, 26-2 over the last 2 seasons. Kirk Cignetti, basically a senior citizen taking over this program in his first big job. Fernando Mendoza, a guy that is nerdy as he is, you can't not like him. Like, there's nothing negative about Mendoza. So it's just an incredible story from so many different angles. And I think if you're a fan of a middling school, you're like, damn, we got hope. I mean, you probably don't, but you can at least tell yourself
I
that.
use my wife as a gauge for stuff like this because we're so knee-deep in it, and she is just like skimming the top, right? She thinks Cignetti's funny. Like the looks he gives from the sidelines, like the disapproving grandfather look he gives from the sidelines. So I use her as a gauge on what just your average American feels about some of these teams. She knows nothing about Miami. She thinks she's seen the Cignetti stuff primarily when they played Alabama. She was watching the Rose Bowl. But she thought Cignetti was funny. The fact that he just stands there and he'll stare and he never really gets wound up, but he's always just like this. He looks like this disapproving grandfather the entire game.
I do think he saw a little human element after the win against Oregon when he said, hey, I'm just thinking about cracking open a cold beer.
Yeah.
It was very, very Sam.
Very non-robotic.
Very Sam
Pittman.
Sam Pittman like that.
I like that old cold beer. That's what Sam said.
Yeah. To the tune of "She thinks my tractor is sexy, she thinks Signetti is funny" would be a spoof song.
Signetti's funny. Disapprove. I can't get grip.
Monday night's the game with all the side gigs that go on with the ESPN multiverse broadcast. All that happening on Monday night. We'll talk more about the game coming up a little bit later on as well. To the NFL when we come back. Basketball this weekend, South Carolina at Auburn down on the Plains, Bama at Oklahoma, 12 o'clock SEC Network for the Tide on the road as they're trying to get some wins. Auburn's women pulled a massive upset last night, beating number 21 Alabama 58-54 as Auburn's defense held Alabama's women 20 points below their season scoring average. A big defensive effort there for a big win. A lot of basketball to get to. Maybe Duke fans will find out about Ibuka Okuri of Stanford, a guy Brown mentioned yesterday, really good basketball player. All that, you can play those games at lanceslock.com throughout the weekend. This show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friends at New York Butcher Shop, LT.
Great place to stop by. Go see Jim and the fine folks. You can pick up the freshest in meat, specialty items, including those delicious sides, deli sandwiches. They've got catering available as well. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. It's a one-stop dinner shop for you. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone, the New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Everything from travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers, park models, motor homes, from top to bottom right there at Johnston RV Center. You can see it online, johnstonrvcenter.com. In fact, you can shop by price there on their website. Under $30,000. You heard me right. Under $30,000 can get you in an RV, and they've got everything. You go up over $120,000. Whatever you have as your price range, you can find it right there at Johnston RV Center. Payments in the hundreds of dollars a month, up to those big motorhomes with approved credit and 0 down. That's what you find at Johnston RV Center. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. RV warranty forever. Make sure you got a lifetime warranty on everything that is new and qualifying pre-owned at Johnston RV. See more online always. JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels, January 30th through February 1st at the BJCC with customs, classics, hot rods, and more. Don't miss the Golden Riders motorcycle stunt team, plus BMX stunt teams performing outrageous stunts live. Friday, meet WWE star Rikishi. Saturday is Kevin Mack from Counts Customs. And Sunday, meet TV host Courtney Hansen. Bring the kids for free Hot Wheels racing, costume characters, rides, and more. Get discount tickets at all O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Details at worldofwheels.net.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
All right, before we do our spotlight and get to 4 downs in the NFL, our friends at World of Wills really excited to be back in town. And Brownie said it best. This is like part of the January calendar that just says, hey, it's a new year, and we're getting ready for spring and summer.
Yep, worldofwills.net is where you go for every little piece of information I'm about to give you right here, worldofwills.net. And you can find everything about the 55th annual, hard to believe, 55th annual World of Wills, O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wills.
I've seen them all.
Friday, January 30 through Sunday, February 1. 3 exhibition halls at the BJCC, the North, South, and East. That's how big this show is. Friday, WWE wrestler Tyler Rishiki is going to be on stage. What did I say yesterday?
That's what you said yesterday.
Yeah, it's Rikishi.
Oh, crap.
Rikishi.
And I was even
the signature move, the stink face, where he takes your head and he just shoves it right into his butt cheeks.
You're making that up.
I'm not.
That's his finishing move?
That's his signature. The stink face.
Doesn't always finish people, but
okay, well, that'd finish me.
Dude's got pink eye after his post game.
Rishiki is on stage. He will not stink butt you on stage. Friday, 4 to 7. Kevin Mack from Counts Customs. I don't know what his finishing move is, but he's up there Saturday. And then Courtney Hansen, I'll end the joke there. TV host and personality, she's there Sunday. Tickets and discount tickets at any O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Discount tickets there. See more, worldofwills.net, worldofwills.net.
Hey, Brown.
Yes.
Repeat after me.
Okay, Scott.
Rikishi.
Did I say it wrong again?
Yes.
What am I saying?
You're saying Rishiki. It's Rikishi.
Okay. Rakishi. All right,
Correct.
I'm going to phonetically spell it on my copy right here so I never make this mistake again. Rakishi.
Yeah, Brooks is saying you're saying it like Rafiki, like from the Lion King.
Hey, to my defense, that's how it's spelled on here. Rishiki. It's spelled Rishiki.
Oh, well, it's
to my
spelled
defense,
wrong.
it's incorrect in the copy.
That's
so
fair.
it's Rikishi?
It is Rikishi.
Okay, I got it from now on. I'll never make that mistake again.
He didn't get into the WWE Hall of Fame just for you to mispronounce his name.
Yeah, that stink butt will get you in there, buddy.
Stink face.
Stink face.
all right, let's hit the spotlight, man.
The College Football Spotlight.
This Shannara, do I say Shannara? Is that how I pronounce this one?
I believe that.
Remember when we talked about the commercial break?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys National Firm with a Southern who's headquartered in Birmingham more than 25 years. They've grown to more than 150 attorneys supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. Their elite trial lawyers have recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you're in need of attorney for any reason, Shannara.com, Shannara.com, Dunaway.
Real quick spotlight here before we get to 4 downs. The Hoosiers were 100 to 1 at BetMGM to win the national title. Miami was 35 to 1. To find anyone close to this in the championship, we played the championship game era in 1998. You got to go back to Cam Newton's Auburn team, who was 50-1 to win the national championship.
And that's what's so strange because, that came out of nowhere. Indiana was in the college football playoff and 11-1 last year.
Yeah.
Like, how did the odds go to 100-1?
Is there a chance that it was 50-1 the field and Auburn just fell into that back in 2010?
I mean, there's a chance, but Auburn is a big enough brand where they probably would put a price on it.
Yeah, because I'm with you. Auburn came out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Indiana at least would have had some name value to the casuals of college football that would have made it less than 100-1.
Yeah, and if anybody tells you they knew how good Cam Newton was going to be, they're lying.
Oh, absolutely. Let's do 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. UCA will take care of you. Urology Centers of Alabama, over 70 years of compassionate care for the men and women in your life to take care of all your urological needs, from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. 205-930-0920 to make the appointment. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Prostate health, kidney stones, vasectomies, yes. But early detection, men, when it comes to your prostate health, literally can save your life. We all feel bulletproof when we're 20 and into our 30s. But as you go to 40s, 50s, and 60s, and even in your 20s and 30s, there are so many things you want to stay on top of that early detection can really make a difference. And that's what Urology Centers of Alabama can do for you. UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
First down.
More passing yards this weekend. Matthew Stafford in Soldier Field against the Bears, or Fernando Mendoza at Hard Rock Stadium Monday night against the Miami Hurricanes?
Okay, I'm going to say, despite the weather and the wind, Stafford. But this gets really close because Indiana loves to run the rock. They love to be physical, and I think Kirk Cignetti is going to take it as a little bit of a personal challenge that Mario Cristobal, what's Cristobal saying? Mass kicks ass. That's his saying. That's his catchphrase. Mass kicks ass. And I think,
has he looked forward to August 12th?
Yeah. I think Sig is going to
become a major problem.
Is going to try to run Hemby and try to run Black a little bit right at him. So they'll, that takes a little away from Fernando, but I still say Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, look, but Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, they're going to try to run the football too. If this game was in SoFi, the Rams win 8 of 10 against the Bears, and Stafford could pass for 350 plus. I'm going to go Fernando Mendoza here. I hope I'm wrong, but boy, those conditions just look awful.
One of our loyal audience members was wound up on me yesterday because I apparently passed off some bad info on that Joe Rogan podcast that I listened to about the Aztecs and all that crap. And,
wait, what kind of bad info?
I don't know. But I was like, dude, we literally spent 10 minutes talking about what happened if the Earth lost gravity for 7 seconds. I don't think anybody takes us seriously. Unseasonably.
Wait, so we're not the go-to
factual? I don't think we're the go-to for science. But he's entitled to his opinion. He's a loyal listener, and we appreciate that. I am going to go Mendoza here. I just think the elements in Chicago are going to make it tough to throw the football. The wind, more so than the cold, as Orlovsky said yesterday. So give me Mendoza.
So I'll point out that Puka Nacua averages 108 yards a game in his 4 playoff games. Like in the playoffs, he catches 108.
He does.
Oh, he's a stud, no doubt.
Second down.
By the way, that's the best mark in NFL history through the first 4 playoff games. Not Jerry Rice, not any other people who I can't think of right now. Puka Nacua, 108 yards.
Absolute
first
stuff.
4 playoffs.
More points this weekend. The Bills in Denver, or Indiana Monday night against Miami.
I forgot what the question was because of the Denver. What was the question?
More points this weekend. The Bills in Denver or the Indiana Hoosiers Monday night against Miami. Now, let's not forget, as good as this Miami defense is, this Broncos defense I mentioned, second in total defense, third in scoring defense.
Yeah, I'm going to say there are more points scored in the national championship game Monday night total. So with that, I'm going to go more points for the college team over the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a trick question here because that Denver defense is so good. I mean, what do you think the Bills? What is the Bills team total? in that game? But just guess. You don't have to look it up.
I would say the Bills' team total is 22.5.
I was going to say 17.5.
Okay, so you're like me. You would take the under because I thought it'd be lower than 22.5.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you right now.
So
yeah, that's going to be right at it.
What's the game total?
45.5.
I'll go Indiana.
I mean, I don't think it's a given Indiana scores 24 against
I don't
Wayne.
either, but boy, 22 for Buffalo against that defense on the road.
They're going to have to score it to win, though.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Third down.
I personally think that Indiana will need to get to 21.
Well, more passing yards. Bo Nix against the Bills or Carson Beck against Indiana?
Well, I think that's the key to Denver beating Buffalo is them running the football against Buffalo. The Broncos running it against Buffalo to ease the pressure on Bo Nix a little bit to where Bo doesn't have to win the game, and that's when Bo starts playing better. If they got a running game, it opens up the passing game.
Yeah, Bo's going to play a lot better with the lead.
That's right. That's right.
I think.
But at home, I'm going to take Bo Nix wins this battle.
But here's I'm going to go reverse psychology or reverse thinking here is I think Beck's going to be playing from behind, so he's going to have to throw more.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll go back.
Just the opposite.
No, you like Miami in the game, don't you?
I like Miami to cover. Whether they can win it outright, I don't know. And I close to the vest, and if Miami can stay within one possession or stay tied or in the lead, that'll fit right into their chance of an upset, playing close to the vest. Yep.
Fourth down.
Slow, methodical football.
Two guys, 46 years old today. Albert Pujols and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Better career.
I mean, Miranda's only done one thing, but it was a big one.
Yeah. I mean, he's done some other things.
What else has he done?
I don't know.
That In the Heights or something?
The music for the Lion King remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did the In the Heights or something.
Yeah.
There's another Broadway production that he's completely behind. I mean, the Hamilton thing is so unique and so creative, but Pujols over 700 home runs and basically was a 300 hitter in his career.
I love Hamilton. And my daughter was at the perfect age when that came out. And her little friends, I listened to the soundtrack To the Beach and Back multiple times. But it's Albert Pujols, and it's not even close.
Yeah, the girls in my house love it, too. I mean, they're big Hamilton fans. And, oh, boy, he did everything start to finish, right? He wrote that, did the the music, the composition.
Yep.
So
Came up with the idea.
The idea, so.
It really changed the way. There really was, as LT said, nothing like it before it. And
yeah. That's a credit to him, man. That is a unique
Some people
idea.
actually think you should teach history that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
It'd be easy to remember.
I'll never forget. We did the story. We were on the second floor in the Crest building. We did the story for Trash that this Hamilton play was coming out, and we were laughing about it.
We trashed it, Tyler. We were like, they're doing a musical about
they're going to be rapping.
Duel? They're rapping about a duel?
Yeah. I mean, it did sound preposterous.
Who's going to go watch that crap?
It did. It did.
I still haven't seen it.
I guarantee you, I went full old man and said, we are out of ideas. If this is
I
what we're
thought
doing,
he would be
we're
worth more, though. What do you think he's worth for creating that? I mean, he's worth a lot of money, but
$55 million.
I was going to say 212.
It's $80 million. At least that's the report.
Yeah, you would think it'd be more than that. I would agree.
Yeah, that means he did not. He sold off some of the rights.
Poor Pujols, man. He suffered the end of his career kind of in obscurity because he went to the Angels, where great players go to get ignored. And I think you kind of forget. If he'd finished in St. Louis, I bet you'd think of him differently.
Probably so. Probably so. That is our four downs today. Show brought to you by our friends at Fractional Financing. Your chance right now to find out what Fractional can do for you in 2026.
Yeah, if you've got a small business, maybe here in Alabama, Georgia, East Tennessee, or the Carolinas, you're looking for that CFO service designed for businesses that need expertise, call our friend Rod Smallwood at Fractional Financial. Rod and his team, they provide expertise, cash management, budgets, projections, accounting, payroll, annual reports. Fractional Financial does it all, not your typical contract CFO service. Fractional Financial works with clients face-to-face so they can make those informed, data-driven decisions to get their business to the next level. Contact them today. Call Rod and that great team, 704-614-2083. You can always visit them online, fractionalfinancial.net.
2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday in the NFL playoffs. Buffalo and Denver, first up, 3:30 CBS tomorrow. It was the team that knocked Denver out last year in the wild card. Buffalo is. I mentioned Sean Payton 4-0 coming off a bye. The Broncos 8-1 at Mile High this year. 68 sacks in the regular season.
Man, they absolutely get after the quarterback, and they're trying to avenge. I mean, that game wasn't even close last year in the playoffs, 31-7. They got dominated by the Bills. But again, the Broncos are playing with a ton of confidence, and I do think it comes down, can you limit Josh Allen into not having a monster game? If Josh Allen just has a really good game, I think the Broncos probably win this.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best player left in the playoffs. Well, maybe not the best player. Could be. But certainly most impactful player left in the playoffs is Josh Allen.
Best offensive player.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got a guy, Stafford is close to this, but Stafford doesn't do the running that Josh Allen does. So if you've got one player in this playoff, you're like, who could put a team on their back and win games? Josh Allen is that guy. And that's what scares you if you're a Denver fan.
San Francisco, Seattle, 7 o'clock on Fox. Keep in mind, they played twice this year, and Seattle scored 13 points in both games. Now, they won one of them, and they lost one of them.
It was so different when they lost at home to San Francisco and Lumen, way back in September. It was a different San Francisco team. They were whole. You watched this game in Santa Clara just 2 weeks ago on the Saturday night that ultimately decided the 1 seed, and it was complete domination, 13-3 by Seattle. They really couldn't do anything. Brock Purdy had 0 touchdowns for the first time this year. McCaffrey was held to 57 total scrimmage yards. I mean, that was a defense, complete domination. Best scoring defense in the NFL right now is Seattle, and this will be their first home playoff game in 5 years.
It feels like Shanahan has squeezed every ounce of juice out of this orange. I mean, they kind of, because of their injuries, have limped into this thing. They had a game at home against this same Seattle team just a couple of weeks ago to get home field out of this, and Seattle was heads and shoulders above them in that game. So this is a hard one for me to get behind.
Yeah, it's a big number, too. I mean, Seattle -7 divisional game.
Divisional game in the divisional round of the playoffs, 2 teams in the same division. That is a large, large number.
And I agree with you about Robert Saleh. I would
he'll be a good head coach. I mean,
if I was Atlanta, that's who I would go get.
You could do a lot worse. I
think Atlanta wants to hire an offensive coach. But
I would obviously, hiring the right offensive coordinator. I mean, a Saleh Mike McDaniel combo.
It's 2 San Francisco guys. I mean, they've got connections. I'll tell you what, if I were, Scott's franchise is Atlanta, but if I were an Atlanta fan and you hired Robert Saleh as your head coach and Mike McDaniel as your OC, I would be extremely excited. Saleh had a terrible job at the Jets. Nobody wins there anymore since Rex Ryan. He will be a good head coach one day. You watch that guy, the way he coaches, the way their defense plays.
Is Mike McDaniel, how big of an ego guy is he, though? Like, is he prepared to – is he one of those guys like, hey, man, everybody wants Harbaugh, everybody wants Tomlin, does everybody want me?
I mean, he's interviewing for head coaching jobs right now. But, I mean, the carousel.
He was never a coordinator, was he? He was a running
That's
game
right.
coordinator.
Well, I mean, I hate to bring this up. Is he part of the Rooney Rule, though? Like, do you get credit for him being a minority? I think you do.
I think you may. I don't know, and that would be that'd be unfortunate if that's the only reason he's getting interviewed.
But that happens.
Oh yeah, but he's a better coach than that.
On Sunday, 2:00 ESPN, Houston and New England. Nico Collins, concussion protocol, did not practice yesterday. Something to keep in mind for Houston. They need all the offense they can get. No quarterback had more pressures on them this year than Drake May. He faced 230 pressure. He was the 4th most sacked quarterback this year. And here comes Houston.
Yeah. He was sacked 5 times this past Sunday night in his first playoff game. Very uneven. 17-29, only 268 yards, 1 pick. 1 touchdown. He also fumbled twice, lost one of those fumbles, and now you're going against this Texans defense that is so freaking legitimate. They've won 10 straight games. They're 3rd in takeaways in the NFL. And DeMeco Ryans, what a job he's done. He's won a playoff game in each of the last 3 seasons. But again, they are trying, and we brought this up a couple of days ago, to get to their first ever AFC championship game. And obviously they need a win Sunday at 2:00 against the Patriots to get there.
I unfortunately have to tell Alabama fans this a lot that they may not pay close attention to the NFL. They're like, boy, I'd like DeMeco Ryans as my head coach. I'm like, DeMeco Ryans is one of the best head coaches in the NFL. I mean, he would just absolutely positively have to hate coaching in the NFL and want to coach college. Texans are thrilled to have D'Amico Ryans, and he is one of the best coaches in the NFL.
And again, we've talked about NFL money now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what D'Amico's making, but I've seen what Harbaugh's going to make 5 years or 5 years, $100 million.
Oh, D'Amico will make 15 plus after this year.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is one of the best coaches in the NFL right now.
That's Houston, New England. That's your playoffs. No other. Almost forgot. Rams, Bears. 5:30 NBC. It's warming up a little bit. That's good news. And the one crazy stat, other than 15 playoff games for McVay and 15 different teams, is that he's never won in Chicago. He's 0-2 as a head coach in Chicago.
Well, look, I told Maddie this morning they need to put me on the payroll because they're wearing the uniform they wore last week because they're 4-0 with the throwback white jersey and the blue pants.
If y'all are paying attention to that, you've already lost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's somebody. I don't think Sean McVay and everybody else is. I do pay attention to that stuff. But you know what? They wore that uniform combination in Chicago in a loss last year where Caleb Williams threw a late fourth quarter touchdown. That is pretty interesting. He is 0-2 all-time at Soldier Field.
Yeah, but this Chicago team always on the comeback.
It's going to burn you.
They can't get behind in this game and expect to come back against the Rams.
I really thought it had burned them against Green Bay. But
I mean, I would agree. I've seen a number out there. You know, there's a million props on these games. But will Chicago have a fourth quarter comeback again? And yes is like minus.
It's all they do.
Yeah, or yes is plus like 300 and no is minus 500.
It's all they do.
But Caleb Williams, over his last 11 games, 20 touchdowns, only 4 picks. He's playing at a high level, and everybody talks about that one sideline throw on the fourth down. That was an absolute incredible throw. But, you know, as good as he can be, he can get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but it's all on him because the Rams are the best rush defense in the NFL. I think I'm right about that. So that puts a lot of pressure on your quarterback.
Yeah, got to get home, though, because, again, that secondary has become beyond shaky for the Rams. 3-3 in their last 6 out with a couple of questionable head-scratching losses, including that one against Forster's Falcons on a Monday night. There could be a lot of scoring in this game, even with the conditions as bad as they are, because both of these defense give up the big plays, and the total's 48.5. I mean, that is the highest total we've got this weekend in the divisional round.
That's crazy with that forecast there. Those are the 4 games happening this weekend. Todd Fuhrman gives us the plays on those coming up on the other side. The show that's brought to you today by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. Tell us about Woodhouse.
Yeah, I had my buddy Casey reached out a couple of days ago. Said, I want to get a couples massage. I want to give the gift of relaxation to my wife. Is the Woodhouse Day Spa the best place to go? Absolutely. It is the best, voted by everyone since 2009. Alabama's best day spa, conveniently located at the Summit Shopping Centers. Beautiful location. Go see Stuart, the great staff. Tell them the next round sent you. You can also order 24/7 online. Choose from a menu of over 70 options with the massages, the skincare, the nail services. Birmingham.woodhousespas.com. That is Birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Hey, AlabamaBathRemodels.com is the place you're going to want to go when it comes time to redo a room in your home. That is our guy, Brad Bell. You've heard us talk about Brad for a very, very long time. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That is his specialty, master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. If you're tired of any of those rooms, Brad needs to be your next call. Now, the reason I'm pointing those rooms out is not because it's all Brad does, but it's because of what he specializes in, and he knows a couple things. Number one, you spend a lot of time in those rooms, so you want them to look the best they can and function the best they can. And number two, when you go sell your home, you will get some of the money back on those rooms, if not all of it back, because they really pop when people come to look at your house. Whatever the renovation you need in your home, Brad is where you start. 205-422-1758 is his number. 205-422-1758 or AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That's AlabamaBathRemodels.com. Fuhrman with the numbers from the desert next.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777, or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit UrologyCentersAlabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels, January 30th through February 1st at the BJCC. With customs, classics, hot rods, and more. Don't miss the Golden Riders motorcycle stunt team, plus BMX stunt teams performing outrageous stunts live. Friday, meet WWE star Rikishi. Saturday is Kevin Mack from Counts Customs. And Sunday, meet TV host Courtney Hansen. Bring the kids for free Hot Wheels racing, costume characters, rides, and more. Get discount tickets at all O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Details at worldofwheels.net.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Todd Fuhrman in just a second from Vegas as we talk to him about the games coming up this weekend, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Brownie, tell us about all the great things they have happening at Bojangles.
Well, you can make it bow time right there at Bojangles. Right now, they got that chicken rice bowl back for a limited time at Bojangles. You can go by and grab that for lunch or for dinner tonight with our friends and make it bow time. That hearty scoop of dirty rice, spoonful of slow cook, Cajun pintos, plus a layer of melty cheese, and finally, your choice of chicken. It is hot, it is hearty, it is all yours for just $7.49. Don't wait too long. This bowl is back for a limited time only. So if you're hungry, you know where to go. The drive-thru is always open with our friends at Bojangles. Make it bow time. Todd Fuhrman joins us from the desert each week, gives us the numbers from the desert. He is CBS Sports and on social media at Todd Fuhrman. Welcome in, Fuhrman. How are you today?
Doing well, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys are as well, as the sand continues to tick through the proverbial hourglass as football season winds down in both the pro and college ranks.
It does, and the pro ranks take us to the divisional round of the playoffs. I'll start with a game we were discussing. We discussed them all in the last segment. But San Francisco and Seattle, it has been low scoring for Seattle both times they have played this team. Why would I think it would be any different this time? Yet here you find a pretty big number for a game of this magnitude.
What's interesting on this total, Brownie, is last time when these teams played in Week 18, we saw that total open at 50.5 in the wake of that 49ers offensive outburst on Sunday Night Football against the Bears. That number didn't close at 50.5, got down to 48.5, and of course the rest is history with a 13-3 final. Here you have the total opening up even lower, 46.5, and to no one's surprise, taking under money as well down to 45. You just wonder when you get to a point where the total has moved a little bit too far to show value. But to what you said at the top, I mean, these are two teams, no strangers to playing lower scoring games with one another. Seattle's going to look to try and run the football, lean into that defense, and make the 49ers as one-dimensional as they can. Of course, the surprising addition to the injury report comes yesterday with Sam Darnold listed as questionable with an oblique. We are going to work under the assumption that he will be a full go. But the one thing that's amazed me leading up to this game is how many people think that Drew Lock could step right in and play like Sam Darnold to lead this Seahawks offense. So total just doesn't have enough wiggle room for me to go under. I do know some guys that I respect that have gone under in the first half at 23. But the angle for me to attack would be betting against Christian McCaffrey doing much on the ground. I think his rushing total sitting at 55.5 is still a little bit steep.
Fuhrman, I know you guys do a power rating both in college and the NFL on, your top teams. But when it comes to players, I would assume Josh Allen probably moves the number more than anybody. College, NFL, I would think he's worth 7+ points. If Trubisky is starting this game, I would think Denver's probably a 10-point favorite. Am I off on that?
So Josh Allen had jumped Patrick Mahomes a little bit earlier this season from just a raw power number standpoint. Now, did have to make some tweaks after you watch Gardner Minshew and Chris Oladokun go out there and perform. It's as much what a quarterback as a starter is capable of doing to what the downgrade would be to his backup. So Mitchell Trubisky still ranks towards the top of backup quarterbacks, so it wouldn't be as pronounced. For me, it's around 6.5 at this point. But Josh Allen has no doubt been the key cog for everything that this Buffalo team can do. And the reason that they entered last week as a favorite against Jacksonville, even though they closed as a short road underdog, and part of the reason that they were again installed as a 1.5 point favorite on the road at Denver before moving into the dog role, despite the fact that Bills really don't have any healthy and able-bodied wide receivers other than Brandon Cooks and Khalil Shakir, along with Keon Coleman, that they can lean into. So this will have to be a Josh Allen game like we've seen so many times before, and it's made for a very fascinating handicap in terms of the difference of opinions we're seeing with this game priced right around a pick'em.
A lot of people believe Bo Nix can have some success throwing the football against the Buffalo defense and secondary. Is there any prop bets you like on Bo Nix, like passing yards over under a certain thing, or Bo Nix to throw an interception or two? Is there anything you like on a Bo Nix prop?
So game state is always so important to a lot of these player props, Dunaway, and even more so to a Sean Payton coach team, because we know with Sean that he wants to simplify the game plan and try and establish a ground game, especially against a Bills team that has been really leaky against the opposing rushing attack. Don't tell Liam Cohen that, who abandoned the run despite Bashal Tutin having one of the more dominating drives in the middle of that game. Now, for the Broncos, it does get a little bit tougher to run the ball because R.J. Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin haven't given that same 1-2 punch that they would have anticipated with a healthy J.K. Dobbins out there. You dig into Bo Nix's numbers this season, and I think it would surprise some people how many 300-yard games he actually put on the books, a couple of those necessitated by game situation, with two of his 300-yard games coming in the final 4 regular season games. When you look at this Broncos team, when they're able to play with a lead, it's directly correlated to him coming in under that 220, 230-yard total. So if I'm looking at the Bo Nix prop market, for me personally, it's looking to try and get involved with an anytime touchdown right around a price tag of 3-1, because I do think Nick's legs, especially in the red zone, gives them an element of surprise that they can lean into, given the fact that they don't have a true goal line back in R.J. Harvey or Jaleel McLaughlin.
Todd Fuhrman is with us at CBS Sports, at Todd Fuhrman on social media. He's on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Texans at Patriots. The early game on Sunday. Defense travels is what we're always told, and there's not a better one than Houston's. But their quarterback was really bad. I mean, I don't know how often a quarterback can turn it over 3 times in a playoff game and you still win 30-6. That was a testament to the crap that Pittsburgh's offense has become. Is that the reason you see the Patriots -3, a lack of trust right now in C.J. Stroud?
The crazy part about that game, and I know when you see a 24-point margin, people go, oh, well, it was clearly one side, and it was for the better part of the second half. But how differently that game might have looked if DK Metcalf doesn't drop the big explosive play early in the game and the Texans are forced to play from behind a multi-score deficit. But credit to C.J. Stroud. Despite his horrifically poor performance, it didn't stop him from chirping Steelers fans leaving the building, whereas if I was a defender on that roster like Will Anderson, I might have wanted to tackle my own quarterback, knowing how difficult he made our job on the defensive side. This is a game we saw New England actually open as a 2.5-point favorite, immediately got to 3. Christian Gonzalez gets upgraded in that Patriots secondary. Nico Collins listed as doubtful, and the number continues to trend in one direction. Houston offensively, in my opinion, can't be worse than what we saw last week. They have to, also by default, probably provide a little bit more opposition than what the Chargers were able to do in that Sunday Night Football game where New England completely baffled them with their defensive scheme. I don't really have a strong conviction in terms of the side in this game. If you like Houston to potentially cover and win this game outright, I do think their odds to win the AFC offer a little bit of opportunities. I think both of the matchups that they would see in the AFC Championship would be much more favorable than what they'll encounter here. But the angle that I did attack is looking for points to be at a premium early in this game. Went under the total in the first half. Now, the one concern there as the week has progressed is a little bit of snow could come down right around kickoff, and without wind, that actually would favor the over because it creates a slicker track. But if that snow does subside and they're playing on a clean surface, I think both these teams will lean into the ground game. The explosive plays will be at a minimum, and two defenses that are more than capable of getting us to the half right around 10-7.
Weather seems to be the biggest factor in the final game of the weekend in Chicago, where temperatures could be down around 4 or 5 degrees by the end of that game. And it's a high total. It's 48.5. Look, I've said this all week, Fuhrman. I'm scared to death of this game just because it's on the road. If this game's in SoFi, I think the Rams could score 35, 40 points and win this game with ease. But now that they're playing in these conditions, when you look at that total, though, 48.5 is a big number.
And you mentioned the conditions. I mean, these are the kind of games that the Bears as an organization and their dumb fans, most of which I know from growing up in the Chicago suburbs, love to try and invite teams from Southern California or warmer spots into this kind of frigid atmosphere. And you mentioned the total. It was a little bit higher where it opened at 51. We're now, as you said, at 48.5. And this is a total that if it was being played in optimal conditions at SoFi, you'd be looking at a 52.5, maybe even a 53, given how dynamic and explosive both of these teams have been. And two defenses, quite frankly, that leave a lot to be desired. The Bears very weak against the run and the pass. This Rams secondary has been an abject disaster over the last couple weeks, a group that appeared to be trending up. Matthew Stafford's finger also becomes a concern for me. I know the x-rays came back negative on the sprained finger, but let's see how in what will be most likely the coldest game that he's ever started, even as a member of the Detroit Lions, could impact his grip and his overall accuracy. I think Sean McVay can lean into Blake Corum and Kyron Williams and run the football against this Bears front. Meanwhile, if the Bears are putting it all on Caleb Williams' shoulders, they're going to have to try and generate a pass rush and get home, something that the Green Bay Packers couldn't do last week. This game, for me, is the hardest handicap, both aside and total. Where I did get involved was looking at Blake Corum in the backfield. I think his longest rushing attempt at 12.5 yards seems to be a little bit underselling what he's capable of doing, and I would focus my energies more on the player props with that Rams backfield. I think Kyron Williams and Blake Corum can both have a big day.
National championship game for college football on Monday night. Indiana, the big favorite, minus 350, the last thing I saw on the money line. Is there a case to be made for Miami? How does Miami play inside the number? Do you like the Canes at all in this?
This is such a wild swing, and I don't want to downplay Indiana's current form where they've been dominant in the 2 playoff data points that we have on their resume. But, guys, the look-ahead number for this hypothetical national championship before we saw these teams in the semifinal, and teams come in with very different results. Miami needing a late drive to get through Ole Miss, and where they played arguably their sloppiest game of the playoff with no argument. And Indiana looking about as clean as you could, getting that pick six early on in the game. And, of course, 35 points in the first half on a grand total of 175 yards of offense. 5.5 was where that number was expected to open with a total of 44.5. And here we are now, blowing through a touchdown with the reopen at 7.5 and a total that was a little bit higher. Now, we have seen some under money come in already. 48.5 have been cleaned out, shading towards 47. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit more under support. But this number at 8.5 feels like it is absolutely massive Look, Indiana laid 7 on the closing line in the Rose Bowl against Alabama, and I think even Alabama fans would agree, given the current construction of that Tide roster versus the way Miami is playing, that they wouldn't make Alabama a 1.5-point favorite on a neutral if those two teams were to do battle this weekend. Miami does have a slimmer margin for error. They're going to have to be cleaner with the penalties. You can't take 10 of them. You can't have 4 dropped interceptions or turn the ball over in opponent territory. But Miami has a better offensive line. They have a better defensive line. And while Indiana has been a tremendous story, they're not extremely deep on the defensive side. So if the Canes can establish the ground game, lean into Mark Fletcher and company, I think they can shorten the contest and make those points all the more valuable. One thing that I have adjusted in this handicap, I came in expecting to give Miami about 2.5 points to their power number for home field advantage. But you poke around a little bit more and you get the sense that Indiana fans will probably be about a 50-50 split, if not maybe even taking on the majority, as it's a fan base that hasn't ever had the opportunity to see their football perform on this stage. So I make a 1-point adjustment there, but I still don't come anywhere close to 8, guys. So it's Miami or pass in this particular spot. And quite frankly, I think you could do a lot worse than backing the Canes on that money line price tag for a small bet around plus 265, plus 270. Miami's waited 20 years to get revenge against a Big Ten team as an underdog for that ill-timed pass interference flag against Ohio State. And I think the Canes have what it takes to win this game outright at home. So I like Miami plus the points. I think we're in for a 4-quarter fight.
Yeah, look, you've been behind the Canes for a while because I know multiple people that have big tickets on the Canes, 70-1, one guy, 100-1, the other guy before they were actually selected to get into the college football playoff. Everybody I talk to, Fuhrman, and I'm a contrarian, they don't think this Indiana number is too big to scare them. I mean, you mentioned the fact it opened at 7.5. It just keeps creeping up. Where do you think this number finally settles? Do you think it will stay at 8.5?
So we did see one of the sharpest books in the offshore world actually start to trend down last night. It kind of went under the radar. The 8.5 minus $1.10 trended towards 8, and juice shaded now towards the underdog. The books that I've spoken to out here in the desert have told me it's about an 85% ticket share coming in on Indiana early on. Of course, the majority of the action will come in Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, tied into the NFL games. And the other thing that I've heard as well is that they think Indiana on the money line is basically a bingo free space tied into any of the NFL action that we're going to see over the weekend. So you're going to see books that are known to deal to a little bit more of a recreational player, I think, kind of hang out in no man's land. I'm waiting to see if this number continues to climb. I would love the opportunity to be able to bet Miami at plus 10 or to buy them up from 9.5. I don't think it gets there naturally in the market, and I do think somewhere over the weekend we're going to see it trend down a little bit. Important to keep in mind as well that we saw Miami take a ton of money on game day, both against Texas A&M. They did against Ohio State as well, where they opened as a 9.5-point dog, closed at 7.5. And again, this is an Indiana team that went into the Big Ten championship game as a 3.5, 4-point underdog against Ohio State. It was a 13-10 contest, but this number suggests, where it's currently being priced, that if Indiana, Ohio State were to play again this weekend, that Indiana would actually open as a favorite. I just think we've gone too far, and it's no disrespect meant to Fernando Mendoza and what the Hoosiers have accomplished. But if you like the dog, probably wait a little bit. You're not missing out on a whole heck of a lot if it goes from 8.5 to 8. And I think at the same time, maybe there's an outside shot that you'll have an opportunity to buy this game to 10.
Finally, Fuhrman, before you go, the SEC basketball season so far has been a little confusing when you try to figure out who the best team is. Many would say Florida, obviously. Who does Vegas say? Who do they think right now at their best is the best team in the SEC?
Florida, we haven't seen the full body of work from them yet that would leave you brimming with confidence. I mean, coming in at this point in the season, 12-5, but starting to get things together over the last 3 games, riding that modest win streak. We're going to get a better litmus test if they're able to go on the road tomorrow and knock off a Vanderbilt team that was saddled with its first loss of the season on the road at Texas. So I make Florida a 1-point favorite in that game, and that's factoring in home court advantage in this case as well. So it is Florida that power rates number 1, but I have no problem making a quick flip, giving Mark Byington's team the benefit of the doubt if Vandy's able to pull off that short upset at home. And Alabama fans should take solace that, clearly the third best team in the conference behind both Florida and Vanderbilt the way things look right now. But I also don't have any of these teams inside my top 10. That, of course, is always subject to change, where it appears that the Big Ten and the Big 12 right now are at least a class from a conference's standpoint.
All right. That is Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports, at Todd Fuhrman on social media. Always great with the info. Enjoy the playoffs this weekend and the championship on Monday, Fuhrman. We'll see you next week.
Hey, should be a lot of fun. And look, maybe by this time next week, the Dolphins will have a new head coach and someone you can get excited about trying to create that rebuild, Brownie.
Yeah. That's probably not excited about it, but we'll see. Thanks, Furman. We'll see you.
Have a great
All right, Todd Fuhrman with us on the Alexander Shinora Trial Attorneys Hotline. Hey, are you ready for a bank that actually gets you? Well, it is Central State Bank, who for more than 100 years has been serving Central Alabama with 6 locations across Central Alabama. Counties like Shelby County, Alexander City. They're right where you need them. Whether you're running a business, buying a dream car, or you just want a bank that remembers your name, Central State Bank has you covered. Personal service, local decisions, lasting relationships. That's how you describe Central State Bank. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, we have told you you need to get that proper sleep if you're not getting the 8+ hours a night. Not good for your health. You need to go see our friends at CPAP Plus and Sleep Home Alabama. If you're looking for the best CPAP gear with personal service you can trust, visit CPAP Plus. 5 locations throughout Alabama, 3 right here in Birmingham, Pelham, Highway 280 in Trussville. Stop by CPAP Plus. You're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you. Go see Woody, Joe O'Neill, the great guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. With hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters. For more information, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL med.
On the basketball front, Brownie, Bama at Oklahoma, 12 o'clock on the SEC Network. Kentucky, Tennessee is the marquee 11 o'clock ESPN matchup. Kentucky, 2 unbelievable ugly wins over Mississippi State and LSU, and now they go to play 24th-ranked Tennessee, who had a hard-fought win over Texas A&M. They're both 2-2, Kentucky and Tennessee.
The 2-2s feel different, though.
And they feel very different.
Yeah.
And then Alabama's at Oklahoma. Alabama's 2-2 against 1-3 Oklahoma, a game Alabama absolutely needs to win.
Oklahoma just got embarrassed Wednesday night.
Florida and Vandy are 2 ranked teams, both 3-1, playing in Nashville, 1 o'clock ESPN before the NFL playoffs start. Missouri's a 3-1 team on the road at LSU. They should win. Arkansas is a 3-1 team, playing another ranked team, Georgia. Texas A&M's 3-1, playing on the road at Red Hot Texas all of a sudden. And then there's South Carolina and Auburn, and Ole Miss and Mississippi State playing each other. South Carolina, Auburn, both 1-3 down at Neville. Maybe the easiest ticket, Brownie, to get into at Neville Arena in a while.
Yeah, it probably is. And that is you don't want to say a must win. It's a long season, but to drop to 1-4 in conference, to lose to South Carolina at home,
must win.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, and should be an easy one.
Yeah, you
should be. Yeah,
you've given some games away if you're Auburn. You feel like obviously A&M would argue differently, Georgia would argue differently, but those are both games you could have easily won. This is one where you have to win. I mean, we mentioned Kentucky at LSU. If you're Kentucky, you got no business losing at LSU. They got way down. They hit a buzzer beater. They get the win. LSU's the worst team in the conference. If you're Auburn, I would say the same at home against South Carolina. You got no business at all losing to South Carolina. Just to close the loop on your question there, obviously Auburn has some standing room only tickets. So that kind of skews this. But as far as a seat goes, I saw earlier today on StubHub you could get 2 seats for $145 a pop, which is still a pretty expensive ticket for a college regular season game. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking here at Texas A&M, Texas. That brings a little juice with it. Same ticket price as South Carolina and Auburn, right at $90.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, Mississippi State at the Hump is $29. Tickets as low as $29. So that's Ole
still
Miss,
a good.
That's
yeah.
Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Yeah, if you're using ticket price as a gauge, now I know some Auburn fans are upset at the difficult start their team has had, and there are some growing pains there, obviously, with Stephen Pearl as a new coach and a new roster and all those things. But if you're using ticket prices as a gauge, that's still a pretty expensive ticket for Auburn, South Carolina.
It is. And look, there's got to be a factor with divisional playoffs going on, because if you are an NFL fan, unless you are a diehard fan of basketball for your particular team, that's hard. A 5 o'clock tip for Auburn fans.
Yeah, cold weather. I can sit at home and watch this game on TV and NFL playoffs. Yep. It's a tough sell.
Yeah, you can't go through a drive-through and get a number one combo at any drive-through, any of them, for less than you can get in to watch Alabama, Oklahoma. $7 ticket.
Sonic maybe.
Even the chicken bowl at Bojangles is $7.49 for a limited time.
That was why I
that's
said
more
it.
expensive. Yeah,
That's why I said it.
Jim, I saw the start of an Oklahoma game.
Oh, it was the other night. It was the Oklahoma game that was
against
played.
Florida.
Is that who played on Wednesday night?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's right at tip, and they're doing the
it's Tuesday night.
They're doing the shot of the play-by-play guys.
Florida, Oklahoma. Yeah. The whole game. Empty seats everywhere.
And these are your high dollar seats, too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little bit of a vote on Porter Mosier.
Oh,
there.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
They went to the tournament last year, though.
The whole SEC went to the tournament. I don't know.
Michelson brings us our viewing menu today. Tell us about our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. And then Tyler will let us know what cinematic classic he's watching this weekend.
Our friends at Michelson Laser Vision want to remind you, if you're wearing the glasses or contacts, you're wasting money each and every year. Speaking from experience, I did it for about a decade with the contacts. Absolute pain in the ass. Having to take those out before you go to bed, put them back in the next morning. Vision's still not great with the contacts. Got the procedure done in 2003, the LASIK procedure. 2015 vision better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy Toe. The next round sent you. 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right. First off, this afternoon, I will be seeing 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. This is the sequel to 28 Years Later that came out last year, which is part of the 28 Days Later franchise.
Wow.
Very, very good. I thought 28 Days Later was great. 28 Weeks Later was good. 28 Years Later was really good. And, a lot of people believe this is the best of the four parts. I told you earlier, 96% right now on Rotten Tomatoes with the early reviews.
Yep, I'm very excited to see this one today. Spike, played by Alfie Williams, is inducted into Jimmy Crystal, played by Jack O'Connell's gang on the mainland. Meanwhile, Dr. Kelson, played by Ray Fiennes, makes a discovery that could alter the world. So it's really expanding the world they've built out in the 28 Years Later franchise. Next up, another new release called Dead Man's Wire. On February 8th, 1977, Tony Kiritzitz entered the office of Richard Hall, president of the Meridian Mortgage Company, and took him hostage with a sawed-off shotgun wired with a dead man's wire from the trigger to Tony's own neck. And this stars Bill Skarsgård, Cary Elwes, Al Pacino, Coleman Domingo, and is directed by Gus Van Sant, who's best known for Good Will Hunting.
That's an interesting description of a movie. That's just all I'm saying. It's an interesting description.
I know nothing about
it. I don't either. That's an interesting description, though.
I might go see that one this weekend.
That was Brown's versions of words.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. You shotgun with a dead man's wire attached to another guy's neck. I'm like, I don't know that I've ever heard that movie description before.
We need unique ideas.
Yeah,
don't have a lot of them.
We are not out of ideas, obviously.
And then finally on viewing menu, there's a big event going on in theaters, and that is a re-release of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Tickets are limited, showtimes are limited, and it's the extended edition, so you're looking at 3.5 hours per movie.
Yeah, ain't gonna have to fight me for those limited tickets.
So tickets, showtimes, and my interest are all limited.
Yeah. Hey, have you guys? There was
like the old Karnak.
There was a standalone show. When we talk about standalone shows, like the Mayor of Easttown was great, Task was great, but it was called The Night Manager, and it came out in 2016. And I don't know if you
with like a season 2, like this past week.
I had no idea because it kept popping up on my feed, and I'm like, I don't understand. I've seen it all the way through twice. I saw it in 16, and then I saw it a couple of years ago. And, yeah, they waited 10 years, but they just released the second season. Dunaway, you'll know the name Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, yeah.
He used to date Taylor Swift. Hugh Laurie, who was House. Olivia Colman. It's a great cast. Season 1 in 2016 was fantastic. Highly recommended. I don't know anything about Season 2, but I'll be watching it.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Did you go back and start Industry last night? No?
No, I looked at it. I really did. My problem was I don't want to start at Season 4. So I'm going to have to go all the way back to Season 1. I can't jump on board in Season 4.
Not during football season, but in the off season.
But I've got a lot coming up. I heard His and Hers is really good.
I haven't heard anything about that yet. I watched episode 2 of The Pit that dropped last night. It was better than episode 1.
Better? Did it get better?
Yeah.
We didn't get to watch it.
I'm the most excited about The Rip with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
That dropped last night at midnight. I will be watching that 100%.
Is that a movie or a series?
It's a movie.
Yeah,
2 hours and
I need a
13 minutes.
series.
It's got great reviews.
Jim needs a series to watch
Hey,
for 2.5
watch
hours.
I'm telling you, The Night Manager is fantastic, and the locations over in Europe that they go to, it is a great show.
Well,
I think I've watched that. It's where he's a CIA guy.
Yeah.
He gets a phone call in the middle of the night.
No, he's a CIA guy, but he works as a front in hospitality hotels.
Yeah, but that's Night Call I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
He's the overnight desk for agents in the field.
No,
undercover agents
you
in
talk
the
about
field.
something that is tense.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of stuff, the acting is fantastic.
Yeah, I don't necessarily love tense. Is it a British
Yes.
show? Yeah, those British shows are good.
Good actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good votes for The Night Manager in the chat room. A lot of people like it. Yeah.
So freaking good.
Netflix?
It might be on Netflix now. I don't know what it originally.
Night Manager's HBO.
HBO Max.
Well, it was originally like AMC. Again, it's been so long, and I was blown away that they waited a decade. But I'm excited about it. It's only 6 episodes on the new
Available on Prime.
season.
Oh, Prime. There you go.
It's on Prime.
It's kind of weird. That's where I start. I
Yeah,
started Prime.
I would highly
I've
recommend
also
it.
got my HBO subscription through Prime.
I probably do, too. Yeah.
Both of those are just on the one app.
Oh, okay.
There are certain shows that I would not recommend to the two of you, but I think this is a show that I would recommend to anyone.
Night Manager?
Yes.
Okay. I'm in.
All right. So that's what everyone's watching this weekend. I mean, other than basketball and the NFL playoffs. I'm so excited. The last thing I had to do this week was last night. We can't go out because Maggie's got things she's got to do for school and work. I've got no plans this weekend.
Oh, so good.
Alabama basketball's on the road, so I will go to the house this afternoon, and I will leave the house on Monday to come back in here.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds like you've got time for the Lord of the Rings extended editions.
You know, my wife and daughter loved them, and I've actually seen maybe all 3 of those movies in theater when they came out originally.
Oh, you didn't bring up New Game of Thrones starts Sunday. Prequel, 100 years before.
Is that where
Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
Yeah, that looked like a spoof. The trailer I see.
I don't know, man. If
it's with a guy.
House of Dragon, I didn't think was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm in the minority with that, but it didn't touch Game of Thrones.
Season 1 was
stopped
good,
watching it.
but Season 2 fell off a cliff for me.
Yeah, but you'll check out this, won't you?
Yeah, I'll check it out, but I don't expect to love it very much. George R.R. Martin just seems to be starting all of these new stories instead of finishing the one that he wrote like 20 years ago.
Bigger cash grab right now, Martin or Taylor Sheridan?
Oh, that's tough. Taylor Sheridan's, I feel like he's just now getting into the shameless cash grab. George R.R. Martin's been there for a while.
Yeah, he's not using any new ideas on this year's.
They ought to collaborate. I would love to send Billy Bob Thornton back to
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to see that?
That would be pretty funny, actually.
All right, that's brought to you by our friends at Michelson, the viewing menu. If you're looking for something good through the drive-thru today, if you're traveling anywhere in America, our friends at Culver's.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious. Whatever the outcome of the game, Culver's is a great place to go afterwards. You can either celebrate the win or have something that helps you forget that tough loss at Culver's. From the juicy butter burgers to the creamy fresh frozen custard, the crispy crinkle cut fries, the gooey golden cheese curds, something for everyone in your crew to enjoy. Win or lose, Culver's is the perfect place to celebrate these sweet memories you'll make all season long. So stop by Culver's in Birmingham on Stadium Trace or Tattersall Park and make this game day a delicious one. Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, Let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels, January 30th through February 1st at the BJCC. With customs, classics, hot rods, and more. Don't miss the Golden Riders motorcycle stunt team, plus BMX stunt teams performing outrageous stunts live. Friday, meet WWE star Rikishi. Saturday is Kevin Mack from Counts Customs. And Sunday, meet TV host Courtney Hansen. Bring the kids for free Hot Wheels racing, costume characters, rides, and more. Get discount tickets at all O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Details at worldofwheels.net.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Back with you on The Next Round as we work towards our final hour of the show, where we'll have a very interesting conversation with the creator of the Comedy Club here in town, Bruce Ayers, who will be with us as he moves into the next chapter of his career and his life. We'll look back at some great moments. Bruce is in studio right now. We'll get him on later, but I just want his facial reaction. Can you just punch up cut 4 real quick and see if he has any flashback to... Do you remember this moment, Bruce, right here? Just
How can I forget he says,
We'll talk about that coming up at the top of the hour. Probably the only undercard in Comedy Club history that went 22 minutes and 47 seconds.
Hey, you did it free. You were one of those comedians that didn't charge Bruce.
Yeah, at least it was all profit for Bruce.
We'll talk about that and some of the real comedians and all that coming up at the top of the hour. Show number 1112 being brought to you in part today by the great folks Browning and LT Brownie, you've done all yours. This is
All right.
LT, our friends at Inverness Country Club.
I'm going to head on out.
Hey, the Inverness Country Club, they've got memberships that fit everyone, whether it's the golf, the social, the racket club. You're going to absolutely love it. You can justify to the wife, hey, look, I love to play golf, but you know what? They've got also childcare, 24/7. You got the fitness out there, the clubhouse and the dining, but childcare is such a big plus. You and your wife want a day on the course or court, guess what? Drop the kid and go have yourself some fun. State-of-the-art fitness center. Best days happen at Inverness. For more information and to take a tour of this unbelievable club, ICCalabama.com.
I asked you earlier, positions of need you think for Alabama and a little for Auburn as they rework their roster too, but for Alabama, I'm looking at my chart here. I still, they've got Carroll back on the offensive line, and they brought in a couple of offensive linemen, some more they're still working on. But O-line, linebacker, and that bandit position.
That's one I was going to say specifically, not just a group, but that bandit position is decimated by NFL entries, transfer portal. When they lost Renaud, I mean, that was I would get. Well, I was going to say it was the plan there. I don't know if you let him walk if it was the only plan, but you don't have anybody to go there now.
He ended up going to Ole Miss, by the way.
We did talk, though, like best returning players, and we were going defense. So I think it's got to be on the offensive side. I would go offensive line. Running back is so obvious, but you do have immediate help coming in with a true freshman. Now you're relying on a true freshman and a guy in AK Deer that only had 18 carries last year. But I think running back and offensive line are the big question marks for me.
When we asked Klatt, when Klatt was last on with us, and I asked him the question, you watched in person Alabama and Indiana. Where did Alabama measure up the worst? I didn't even finish the question before he said lines of scrimmage, both.
Yeah.
That's where they've got to get better, at both lines of scrimmage.
And Auburn's done a lot of work reworking their roster, but they're still fighting for a couple of guys. Kyle Parker, a wide receiver from LSU, who's down to Auburn and Ohio State. I think On3 starting to lean Ohio State on that one. Defensive lineman DeAndre Robinson, North Carolina. Transfer, it's down to like Auburn and Oregon according to On3 there. But I'm concerned a little bit about their lines of scrimmage and a little bit their wide receiver room.
I think the wide receivers, Coleman, Singleton, Simmons, all those guys gone. Like, you just don't know what you've got. You really don't know what you had in the past because quarterback play was so bad. But we've talked about this. Well documented. When is the last time Auburn had a 1,000-yard receiver?
It's still Ronnie Daniels, right? In '99, I believe. Yeah.
So you think about that. We're going on 27 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, that is insane.
Yeah, and
in today's great offenses, at least we're in an offensive era in football. To not have a 1,000-yard receiver 27 years is crazy.
Before we get back to the national championship weekend down in Miami, the Dodgers did it again last night.
That's ridiculous.
They pick up Kyle Tucker. Other than Shohei Ohtani, who's also a Dodger, he's got the most expensive contract in Major League Baseball history. 4 years. It'll work out to $60 million a year. He's an outfielder. They now have 8 contracts worth $100 million or more dollars. They have deferred payments of $2.11 billion in contracts out there. They also picked up Edwin Diaz this offseason. They are plus 250 betting favorites to three-peat as World Series champions. This is worse than anything Steinbrenner and the Yankees ever did.
I agree. I mean, look, Tucker was the best available free agent, so what do the Dodgers do? They go out and they pluck him. Can he stay healthy? That is the question. Last couple of years, he's been banged up. He was really banged up in 2024, but when he plays 150-plus games, he is ultra-productive.
Real quickly, the one on the bottom there from Joe Pantorno, the Dodgers' estimated 2026 payroll will be $410 million more than the White Sox, the A's, my Tampa Bay Rays, the Guardians, Marlins, all combined.
Look, I can go one step further than that. Grant McCauley sent out today that Shohei and Kyle Tucker together. Now, Shohei's a little different because a lot of his is deferred, but what they credit...
Oh, it's still $70 million.
Yeah, $70 million.
Yeah.
Tucker is $60 million. Those two together are more... Those two players are more than the entire rosters of the Colorado Rockies, Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers, Washington Nationals, Cleveland Guardians, Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago White Sox, Scotty, Tampa Bay Rays, Jim, The Athletics, wherever they're currently playing, and the Miami Marlins. Lance, that's
it's stupid,
that's
and it's one of the reasons it has diluted a lot of my fandom for the Dodgers. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've said it before. 2020 when they won in a bubble, and they won their first championship since '88. That was special, and that was fun. And now they've won back-to-backs, and now they've won 3 of the last 5. This is getting stupid. Their win total is 99.5. At least that was before Kyle Tucker. I have never seen a win total 100-plus games. That is crazy. I mean, going in, even with injuries. I mean, this rotation has battled injuries the last couple of years, a lot of injuries, and they still won back-to-back World Series champions.
A lot of people sit around and wring their hands about college football being broken.
But this is the concern right here.
Major League Baseball is broken. It's a broken sport.
But that's the concern is that if there's no limit, no guidelines, that you could have this in college football.
Yeah, but I don't know that there's a college football program that can or will do what the Dodgers are doing.
If there's no limit, what stops them?
Well, and by the way, they're still making a ton of money each and every year.
Oh, the Dodgers are? Yeah, primarily because of Shohei. I mean, I shouldn't say primarily, but that is one of the main reasons.
I told you, everybody worried about Shohei's contract. Yeah. They made the cost of that up just on international ticket sales and souvenir sales.
Yep. And a lot of people are saying the ability to defer Shohei's salary is the whole reason the Dodgers are able to do this. That's on Major League Baseball for letting the Dodgers do that, by the way. But Major League Baseball is broken. I know you're a Dodgers fan, and you're hopefully going to get a world championship out of this.
I'm okay with it, really.
But you have to admit the game's broken, right?
Oh, it is 100%. Yeah, it's
broken. And a lot of the reaction I saw today was that these types of moves by the Dodgers, and it's Major League Baseball's fault, not the Dodgers. They're playing by the rules that are given to them. But these moves by the Dodgers are going to lead to a complete work stoppage in 27, and we may not have even a season in 27 is what a lot of people are speculating right now.
Yeah, because of the battle for the next negotiated deals with the players' union and things like that. Because at some point the owners are going to rein it in somehow.
Well, yeah, because the rest of the owners are like, we got one team playing one sport and the rest of us are playing another one.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, back to college football and the national championship. Our photo of the day from our buddy Danny Cannell, actually, brought to you by Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Give that to us.
Shannara.com for our guy Alexander Shannara, who has recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. $2 billion. Now, by now that Alexander Shannara obviously handles personal injury cases, but did you know he also handles cases for fire and storm damage claims, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims? When you find yourself in need of an attorney, you start with Alexander Shannara. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
Okay, so let me set this up for you. Danny Cannell, you guys know him. He's antagonistic on television and radio, always poking the bear with the SEC.
Loves the ACC. Last ACC team to win a national championship.
Was Florida State 2013?
No. Clemson, 2018.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
You've eliminated that from your mind.
I went too far back. But Danny was quarterback at Florida State, and he lives in South Florida. So in South Florida, everyone's big Miami Hurricane excitement right now. So Danny's school for his daughters are allowing kids, I think they're usually uniformed.
Right.
They're allowing them to wear your favorite team gear, but mostly it's to celebrate the Miami Hurricanes in the playoffs to school today. Cannell, who is a Florida State Seminole and an antagonistic on every platform he's on, is suiting up his daughter in this morning.
The old Kurt Signetti
Indiana
shirt.
I Win T-shirt, sending her to a Miami Hurricane school.
The daughter's like, Dad.
My daughter's school is allowing them to wear Canes gear today. She asked if I had anything she could wear, so I gave her this.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how old that girl is.
I probably would have stuck with Florida State.
But the fact that it didn't end with, Dad, I'm not wearing that.
He goes on. She said, I don't think I'm allowed. What if I get into trouble? I told her, I don't care if you get expelled. You're wearing what I give you. He's joking. He did say on the Dusty and Danny show this morning driving in that that's his shy daughter. And he's like, I don't know if she'll actually walk out the door with that on today. We were having fun with it this morning.
It's off by the time she makes the turn.
I was talking to our buddy Charlie, Florida State fan, And he was telling me that Florida State and Miami have like this mutual respect for each other. It's not a lot of hate in that rivalry. I find it hard to believe, but he's a diehard Florida State guy. He was like, we both, Miami and Florida State, both hate Florida, but we don't hate each other.
Well, I could see that, but
boy, it seemed like they hated each other in the 80s and 90s.
You watched them in the 80s and 90s.
God,
that was some hard hitting. That was brute force.
You remember the old joke is, how did Ponce de Leon know he discovered the state of Florida? He was hit out of bounds by a Miami or Florida State defensive back. I mean, that was what that game was all about, was personal fouls.
I mean, that game in the 90s in Tennessee, Florida, I mean, really, you just played those two and you kind of knew who was going to be in the mix to play for a national championship.
Keep in mind, when we play the game on Monday night, Miami will be without Xavier Lucas for the first half. That targeting call in the second half against Ole Miss.
Big call.
Do you guys think that should have been carried over? You were able to review it.
I don't think so. I don't like that at all. And
I don't think it rose to the level. It looked like it was one that they could have.
We need
afterwards.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to, he's done for the game. It's a 15-yard penalty. But if it's not like completely malicious, why would you punish them for the next game?
That's I've always argued for tiered targeting. Targeting is not going away. I get it. But we need a tiered targeting. And it's subjective, yes. But if they look on replay and they're like, yeah, he was headhunting. He was trying to hurt a guy. He's headhunting. He's out of the game. But if it's just like the one like early in the game where the rules fella thought it was targeting, that was not targeting.
Yeah, he was trying to catch the ball and they collided heads.
But had you flagged that, that's one of the ones where you're like, look, it was incidental targeting. We're still marking off the penalty, but he's not out of the game. Now, if he gets another one, he's out of the game, something like that. But we need tiered targeting very badly.
Yeah, so that's one thing to watch as we go in the first half. I voted for this guy for the Eddie Robinson Award, Football Writers Association. He'll get his trophy down in Miami. Do y'all remember who won it?
Talk about Coach of the Year?
Yeah, Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year.
I mean, boy,
Football Writers Association.
Pete Golding, I'm kidding. It should have been Kirk Cignetti. It
should have been.
It should have been Cignetti. I am going to say that it was
Joey McGuire?
No, Mike Elko.
It was Clark Lee of Vanderbilt.
Oh yeah, how quickly we forget Vanderbilt.
What do y'all think about that?
I mean, they were 10-2, and they had a Heisman Trophy runner-up in Diego Pavia.
First 10-win in school history, 10-win season in school history, and on the periphery of the playoff discussion. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
I mean, I think he did a great job. I think Elko did a great job.
You voted for him?
I did. I did vote for him, and I think I voted for him because last year I think it was Kirk Cignetti last year, and for some reason, I'm like most of people who voted these things. You're like, man, we gave it to him last year. Let's don't give it to the same guy.
But
is that wrong?
I mean, it's not necessarily wrong. I mean, Cignetti will never win another one of these. How can you?
But like they always say, why don't you let the playoffs play out before you vote on stuff like this? How many votes did Cristobal get now? I mean, he probably got none when you actually voted, but Cristobal will get a ton of votes right now. I mean, that guy has changed his image through this playoffs.
No, I agree. But, questionable losses, not bad teams, but SMU and Louisville, you look back and you're like, how did they lose those games having this much more talent in that conference than those two teams?
Pull the upset Monday night, and you'll never think about those games
you're
again.
right.
That guy has changed his image.
I mean, I still won't think about him.
I really won't either.
Clark Lee is the winner this year. He'll get the award in Miami. Last year it was Kirk Cignetti. Let's go back to 2016 on the Eddie Robinson Award and see how we're doing now. 2016, it was Mike McIntyre of Colorado.
I mean, they had a good year.
I mean, they played for the Pac-12 championship.
Is he still the head coach at FIU? Or was that his last
stop?
Yeah.
Could not tell you. 2017 was Scott Frost at UCF.
Again, they were really, really good. He
undefeated.
Parlayed that in the Nebraska job. He's back at UCF. What if I told you he's still at UCF? I was like,
yeah, how about that?
2025, he'll be the head coach at UCF.
I will give you a chance to open up the standings from 2018 and guess. I'm going to cover this up so you can't cheat.
I can't
guess who the 2018
Eddie
Robinson National Coach
I'm
of the
going
Year.
to bet I can get this.
Okay.
Mark Stoops is my guess.
Mark Stoops did he get it?
He did not.
I am just on the fly. I'm going to say Mike Leach.
It's incorrect. Good guess.
Dino Babers.
Hang on now. I haven't guessed yet.
Okay.
I'm looking at the final poll. I looked at the final AP poll rather than the standings.
And what if I told you Dabo Swinney never won this award?
I would kind of believe it.
And he was national champion that year. Eddie Robinson, Coach of the Year, voted in by the Football Writers Association.
I would have gone Mike Leach too. Now that I look through it, I would have gone Mike Leach.
What year is this?
They were 11-2. They were, Washington State was 11-2 and won their division. Played for the conference championship game.
Okay.
Wait, who was the Florida coach in 2018?
I don't know.
Is McElwain?
Well, it's not that. So yeah, I guess it was. There were 10 wins.
We'll tell you group of 5. See if we can dial this in a little closer.
Utah State's coach?
Nope.
Army?
Nope.
You know who it was?
Oh, Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer. At Fresno State, was it not? Fresno State was 12-2 that year, but Jeff Tefford was the coach. That's why it was not Kalen DeBoer.
Bill Clark, UAB, 2018.
Bill Clark won the Eddie Robinson Award?
National Coach of the Year, 2018. Was that the year they came back?
What was their record? Because they ended up being...
I think they were like 8-4.
They ended up being 30th if you count votes.
30th in the final AP?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Ed Orgeron in 2019. Jamie Chadwell in 2020. Luke Fickell, 2021 at Cincinnati. Sonny Dykes at TCU. Kalen DeBoer in 2023. Signetti and now Clark Lee.
Well, so Bill Clark and UAB were 30th with the votes. Behind them, Auburn and Oregon.
Yeah. By the way, they were 11-3 that year. I'd forgotten they were that good. 7-1 in conference.
Yeah, American Conference champions.
Won
right?
their division. Yeah. I mean, that was deserving. I mean, I got no. Do you know how far UAB is from 11-3 right now?
Yes.
They are far closer. They're 3-11. They're not 11-3.
Less than a decade. It comes at you fast there for Mike McIntyre, Scott Frost, who's been through the ringer, Bill Clark, who's now out of coaching, Ed Orgeron's out of coaching, Jamie Chadwell is nowhere where he used to be. Fickell has struggled since that year. Dykes has really struggled since that year. Kalen DeBoer has made it to Tuscaloosa and has made it back to the playoffs.
Struggle is probably an overstatement, but hasn't been Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year level yet.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we'll pay tribute to one of the great Birmingham icons in Bruce Ayers and the Comedy Club. The Comedy Club's not going anywhere, but Bruce is stepping down as the man who runs the Comedy Club. We'll talk about what's happening there and what's coming up in the future and some great memories. The show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Crane U, LT. Tell us about Crane U.
Hey, if you're looking for that new occupation out there, our friends at Crane U might have a great opportunity for you. Get the crane training you need today. If you're looking for a new career or need further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U offer the comprehensive state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, the team at Crane U will come to you. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make your job easier, your job site safer. Crane U also offers certification and safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. Class available monthly, so call our friends at Crane U, whether it's Nicole, Francis, whoever. Make sure you mention the next round, 10% off all the great services, 855-CRANE-U or online, craneu.com.
And where to watch the playoff games or the national championship this weekend, our friends at Walk-Ons are there for you. Every day is game day there, whether it's the post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the family for some made-from-scratch favorites right there in the Walk-On's kitchen. Your favorite for good times and wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails, and the bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame-level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro, Trustful, Greystone, and Stadium Trace. It's game on at Walk-Ons.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels, January 30th through February 1st at the BJCC with customs, classics, hot rods, and more. Don't miss the Golden Riders motorcycle stunt team, plus BMX stunt teams performing outrageous stunts live. Friday, meet WWE star Rikishi. Saturday is Kevin Mack from Counts Customs. And Sunday, meet TV host Courtney Hansen. Bring the kids for free Hot Wheels racing, costume characters, rides, and more. Get discount tickets at all O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Details at worldofwheels.net.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of our show brought to you always by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's that destination lunch location. Sterling and his crew started that location over a decade ago. And boy, if you're in business at any one location in the restaurant world for over a decade, you've done something great. Sterling brines that chicken overnight, cooked to order, hand-cut chicken fingers, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales that are just so delicious. I don't like tamales, except that flavored Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the best. It's all right there, champy'schicken.com. Great happy hour, perfect for the weekend. Get something, take home and watch the big games, champy'schicken.com.
So there are foundational pillars in our community as we originate from Birmingham, and just one of the best that brought entertainment and laughs. For 42 years, he is finally retired. He is a legend of the business. Bruce Ayers from the Comedy Club. Congratulations on the success. Congratulations on retirement. You're, 4 days deep?
4 days deep. I've never slept better in my life. It's just been, it's been wonderful. But let me say this before we start. You guys, the three of y'all, are legends as well. Your show, it's just something special. The energy, the information, and everything. And you've all been my favorites. I've known you all for so long. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's just been an incredible thing because you're able to do this with your family, your wife, your daughters. I've gotten to know Dina really, really well over the last 25 years. And we know business and family 99% of the time doesn't work, but you've been able to do this, which is pretty incredible.
Really, that's been the beauty of the whole thing. You know, it started out as a business, you know, because you're starting a business, but then it became a family deal where it was all about the family. And I was so fortunate that I have a brilliant wife and 2 brilliant daughters. I was just a guy out front. The guts of the business was Cheech, Gina, and Dina. And earlier, my daughter Sheena, you know, we lost her 20 years ago, but when she was there, she was in it too. So it's been a family thing. That's the most fun I could have possibly had, was having my family there with us, and it was great.
That's almost a dream come true. You know, one of my favorite nights ever, and this speaks to your reputation in the business, and we'll get into all the history. But one of my favorite nights ever, I felt like it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, Chris Rock had asked to come down and try out new material, and you allowed him to come in.
Yeah.
And people, I can't remember if I bought tickets, if you gave me tickets, but my wife and I went, and he literally had his notes up there, and it was fascinating to watch him work through his material. His new material. He was doing it for an HBO special, and you allowed these guys to, after they became big, to even come back and try out some new material. That was such a fun, entertaining night. It was like I was helping Chris Rock work on his new gig.
You know, and a lot of times in this business, I learned you never say no. Like, you know, a year before, if somebody came up to you think Chris Rock would come? And I'd always say, I don't know, you never know. But then that happens, you get a call, you know. I mean, and that was the nature of the business. You know, Andrew Dice Clay, this one coming in, that one coming in. You know, it was a joy.
So 42 years, 1983, right?
Right.
I'm going to bust out some bourbon. I know you like bourbon. I know you got pickleball. I'll pour you a small one. But this is celebratory.
I'm not a wuss. Come on, let's do it.
Okay. I know you got pickleball, though. But Dunaway, you want one?
Yeah, I'm sick.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is good.
This is cough medicine.
Yeah, this is what they said back in the day. This is a Maker's Mark, a really, really good limited edition private selection. We did this this week on Bama and Bourbon. It's fantastic. So I will pour you guys a little bit as we talk about this. But tell me if I'm wrong. So when you decided to get in the comedy club business, you go to a club over in Atlanta. And one of the first things you notice is a tray of frozen drinks going by, and you're like, this place makes money.
No. Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, the setup is right, but you got to go back a little
Cheers,
bit.
by the way.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let me set that up better for you. Before that, I was in the disco business. There was nobody.
Like Studio 54?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys don't know about this, but it was, our club was called Brentwood's, right when Saturday Night Fever came out. It was on 219 South 20th Street. It was rocking.
Wow. What was the name of it?
Brentwood's. Okay. So
Did everybody dress like Travolta?
Yes. I mean, everybody had a disco shirt. But think about this. Back then, there was no internet. There was no this. There was no cell phones. People would go out to meet people and have fun. They'd meet their friends. And there were so many clubs like that in town, you have no idea. There was probably 20 of them.
Wow.
Okay. But because there were so many.
So this is late 70s, right?
Late 70s, 78, 79. So then there were so many of them, you'd have to change your format. So after that, same building, we changed it because Travolta had another movie.
Is that your match book right there?
That's Brentwood's. Yeah.
Wow.
So then we changed it to Cassidy's, where a little bit of Texas has come to Birmingham.
Oh.
And we had a mechanical bull.
Urban Cowboy, 1980.
I went to Cassidy's one time.
Okay, so that bull, when we first got it, we got it from a guy in Silicaga. Well, Gillies thought that they had all the rights to it. They sued us.
For having a mechanical bull?
Yeah, because that was their thing. They sued us. New York Times picked up the story. I was quoted in the New York Times for that. So then after that, I'm getting calls from all over the world. They're wanting to buy our bull. You know, I sold the first bull in New York City. So anyway, then we changed it to singles. But the point I'm trying to make is all those clubs were about meeting somebody and, dancing and all that. But when I was in the punchline and I saw the drinks go by, I looked at the crowd. It was all couples on dates, young married people. So my thought was, let's go for something for that crowd instead of the single crowd. And I just wanted something that I wouldn't have to change all the time. So that's the thought that came into my head. And that's where our tagline was, Birmingham's favorite place to take a date.
Yeah.
It was dates. It was dates.
It's brilliant because
That's
42 years. You're right. You have to continue to reinvent clubs, and that's one of the reasons the life of a club is so short, right?
Exactly. Because it was the crowd. With all those clubs, you wanted the A crowd. The A crowd was coming when it was the cool place. But then they opened another place downtown. They got this DJ. They had this promotion, and then they're going. And then you wind up losing it, and you're stuck. So you come up with something else.
What is the most ridiculous thing you ever saw in one of those clubs? There had to be, back before social media, people really thought they were invisible back in the day. But if you had the liability of a mechanical bull, you had a disco. Do you remember one incident where you're like, I cannot believe this has happened in my club?
I can remember 1,000 of them. All right, I'm going to give you this. Now, this is about 1980. Nowhere did anybody ever have male strippers. None. We bring them in. So we bring in male strippers. We talk to the cops. We talk to everybody, and everything was cool. I get up on stage. I'm emceeing the deal. You can't touch them. You can't do this. You can't do that. As soon as those guys came out, oh my God! It was only women in the club. It was just crazy. Absolutely.
Did they get rushed?
Oh, kind of. So anyway.
What year was this again?
It's like 1980.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So wait a minute. So it was only ladies in the club. And then the guys would come in at 9 o'clock. So here's the ladies. They've been drinking, okay, watching male strippers. No guys.
Yeah.
You open those doors, girls would be, come here. So then, here's the best part of the story is, the next week, okay, we do it again. All right, so I told Jimmy Vines, who is my dear friend, I said, Jimmy, you stay by the door. If you see anything, let me know. I'm going to get these guys out the back door. So Jimmy's waving to me. All of a sudden, the cops come in. I run these guys out the back door. Now they're all in G-strings, okay, up against the wall. So you got these 6 guys in G-strings, and they take them to jail. Now it's a Friday night in Birmingham, Alabama. You got 6 guys in G-strings in the Birmingham City Jail. How do you think that went?
Oh, wow. What a great photo. If somebody had snapped that photo, that would have been an iconic photo. Yeah.
We have some. But anyway, it was so much fun because the people were so into the dancing and the whole deal. And we'd always have all these crazy promotions. We had Foxy Boxing. We had, but that's what you did. That's what you did. All these different dance contests. It was fun. It was really fun.
444-0008, and it's all over the internet. The number to call when you have a date is 444-0008. Did you do that yourself, or did you have a marketing campaign?
I did it. And you know what? Back then, in the 80s, the only way you could make a reservation was either come into the club or know that number. So every commercial, that's what I said. So me and Cheech were at a football game at Legion Field one time. We're walking through the crowd. We're just getting into our seats, and there's like about 40 people sitting up here. And they start going, the number to call when you have a date. I mean, everybody knew that number, and it was great for us.
So you open in 83. I think the year was 93 we had the storm.
Right.
And that's when the original location right there on Green Springs burned down. And
it wasn't the original.
Okay. Well,
it was the second one.
Okay. Well, go back to the original first, but I do want to get this story if I've got it right, because I was telling, and you might have been in here when I was telling Brown this, I kind of remember the community we used to be with radio, terrestrial radio, and how they help folks out, because I think you were trying to get to the club, ton of snow on the ground, and I think TC and John Ed were the ones that helped find like a snowplow or something to get you to the club.
It was
am I close to this?
You were close. It was them. It was Robin Shannon. It was Scott Richards on ABC, because I had a cell phone. It was this big, but I had one, and people didn't have anything else to do. But so I had to walk to the club. I mean, I just had to. I had to get there. So I'm walking up Shades Crest Road. The snow's up to my waist. They're going over trees. And then people would be coming out of their house giving me hot chocolate and whatnot. And finally, Channel 6 got a truck up to me. And then I got down there. It was like 4 hours later, and it was flat.
Oh.
There was like nothing.
How emotional were you?
Oh, you know who saved me? Was Brenda LeDun. Brenda was the reporter. I get emotional sometimes thinking about this. But she was there. She was so compassionate, so sweet. I mean, I'm crying my eyes out. Everybody was. But somehow we got through it. But the thing was, when that happened, we started getting calls. Guy would call me up. He'd go, "You got to put that club back together. You got to do it. Listen, I'm a painter. If you ever put it back together, I'll come and paint for you." I mean, people from all over were reaching out to give us this energy to come back, and that really pulled us through it. It was something.
And and again, I'm doing this off memory. Carrot Top's props were there, right? He was supposed to be at the Tonight Show.
Well, here's the story. Carrot Top at that time was just fixing to break it wide open. And, for comics back then, if you get invited to be on the Tonight Show, big deal, major deal. So Carrot Top has his props. We do a show on Thursday night. Then after this, his props get burnt up. So he's got to call Jay Leno. "Hey, Jay, this is Carrot Top. Sorry, I lost my act in a fire at this club in Birmingham." And yeah, okay. So then Jay on the Tonight Show on Monday, yeah, we're supposed to have this kid Carrot Top, and all this stuff got burnt up in this rinky-dink comedy club. So then all the guys who knew me, all the comics, they all called Jay, and that was a great club and whatnot. The next day, Cheech and I come home, and on our answering machine, because that's all you had, was this. "Hey, Bruce, this is Jay Leno. I want to tell you, I really apologize. I'm sorry about what I said. And listen, if you ever reopen, you let me know, and I'll do local commercials for you."
Oh, wow.
So 3 months later, he did this commercial for us. "Hey, this is Jay Leno. Hey, I want to let you know, Bruce and Cheech are going to reopen the comedy club in Birmingham. You got to go." Hey, what? He promised me that he would not burn this one down. So, but it was great.
That is so. Where was the location before when you opened in 1983? I never knew that because I did go to the Green Springs location.
Okay, so you're coming down the Red Mountain Expressway. Now there's a TCBY yogurt right here. That used to be the Terra House Motel, and it used to have KO's Chinese.
Are you talking about in Homewood?
Homewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And underneath there was a KO's Chinese restaurant, and above it, they had these 3 hotel rooms that they knocked the doors out for like a banquet room. I mean, we had no money, nothing. Me and my partners, nothing. We scrounged up maybe $15,000, and there was a guy named Cheeman Patel who owned the hotel, and Stephen Ko who owned the restaurant. Those 2 guys took me under their wing and helped me get through it. But the funny thing was, Stephen, very heavy Japanese accent. Cheeman, very, very heavy Indian accent. And back then I had a heavier Jersey accent, you know what I mean? So anyway, the 3 of us are in this meeting. I don't know how we got through it, But somehow
You needed United Nations translators.
yeah, we needed that. But it was great. But those guys, without them, I would have never. There's a lot of people that I never would have made it without them. So that was pretty.
Well,
cool.
and obviously, once the reputation gets going, back to the Jay Leno story, then comedians know about you. You've got credibility. But when those early days, how did you find talent?
Well, when I went to Atlanta to see the Punchline, there was a guy there who was one of the partners. His name was Chris Tapeta. And Atlanta was hot. Their club was really hot. And so I went to him, and I asked him, I said, would you book my club? And he did. Like the second week we were open, it was Lenny Clark. But of course, nobody knew who Lenny Clark was. And all these people in the beginning, when we first opened, I mean, they came, but nothing connected until it was Thanksgiving in 1983. So the act I had Chris tell me, he goes, you got to go pick this guy up at the bus station. Everything he owns, he's carrying with him. He's a big, tall, black guy. You ever meet a guy, you meet him, and all of a sudden, like you've been friends forever?
Yeah.
That was this guy. So we go to the club in that first night for the show, and there's a buddy of mine, Andy Versiglio, in the audience, and it's his birthday. So I go up to this guy and I go, listen, do me a favor. There's a buddy of mine named Andy Versiglio in the audience. Him and his dad own the Piggly Wiggly stores. Would you wish him a happy birthday? Well, the act was Sinbad. He gets up there and does 30 minutes off the top of his head, the funniest thing you've ever seen and heard about Piggly Wiggly. The crowd's going nuts. The next night, there's 12 women sitting in the front row. And he goes to them, well, what do you ladies do? Well, we work the cosmetic counter at Rich's. 20 minutes on that. Everybody's going, who is this guy? Who is this guy? He became our first star.
Wow.
And he became big in Birmingham before he ever got on TV. That first year, I booked him 12 weeks because he was my star. And without Sinbad, I don't think we would have made it.
Wow.
Wow.
And he's always done clean comedy, right?
Yeah, always. You know,
I didn't know he did that much improv. Like, yeah.
He was nothing unbelievable.
Wow.
Like,
who is it? Because like TJ Miller is so freaking good at improv, so good. But like, who is the best you've ever seen? Is it Sinbad? I mean, I know he's.
Well, it's Sinbad and Lavelle Crawford. Lavelle Crawford.
We've had him on the show too.
Lavelle Crawford could write a different show for a whole weekend.
That's incredible.
It just pours out of him, and it's good. And it's really good. I think Lavelle is the biggest, you know. TJ is just, you never know what's coming out of his mouth. I mean, he works the crowd. I mean, we love him too, you know. But if I had to pick the one guy, well, two guys, Sinbad and Lavelle.
Wow. A lot more here with Bruce Ayers as we continue, being brought to you by another iconic location here in Alabama, our friends at Odie's.
Odie's Tavern, great place to watch the divisional games this weekend. Live music every Friday and Saturday night. Two great locations, the newest in Edgewood, the original in Crestline. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Enjoy the incredible food from Rodney Davis. He's been doing it almost 4 decades. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches like that Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets, full of the Bud Light. Get in this weekend. It's Odie's Tavern.
So when the club burned down and you started looking for another location, how did you come up with the Stardome? Why the Stardome? And did you ever worry, because it's big compared to a lot of comedy clubs. It's massive, right? Seat-wise, 420 seats?
Well, here's the story with that. First of all, we wanted to go right back where we were. But there was some financial difficulty with the people who own the shopping center, so that wasn't going to happen. So what we did first is James Gregory called me and says, listen, let's do a benefit. So James calls, we did a benefit at the Alabama Theater. You know, we had to keep our name alive. Then we did another one with Tommy Davidson and George Wallace at Batwell Auditorium. Then Perimeter South Hotel. Dear friend of ours, Julie Palmer, was the general manager. She called me up and she goes, listen, how would you guys like to have our restaurant for the weekend? You can do shows, we could work out a deal. Of course. So while we were looking, we were starting to do shows there. But I remember when they built the Stardome was originally built as Carnegie's Dinner Theater in 1990. And for some reason, it just didn't make it. Should have, but it was poor management. So then some other guys got it, and they turned it into the Stardome. They were trying to do big rock shows and whatnot. Then when our club burned down, they decide they're going to start doing comedy.
To try to undercut you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they weren't doing too good. And, and there's a lot of other parts of the story. But eventually, we made a deal to lease it from them. And were we scared? Hell yeah. Did we believe in it? Yes, we did. We were underinsured at the other place. We didn't have that much. But we took everything we had. We put it in the Stardome to retool it. And it took time. It took a lot of time and a lot of effort. And once again, the family, the community, everything. I mean, they were supporting us like crazy. And slowly, we bought it in, made a deal and bought it, I think, in 97 or 98. And it's been ours ever since.
As much as Sinbad helped you guys did the same for his career. What about some other comedians that you helped on the front end, that you got out early and you had an eye for them and you were like, that's a potential star, and then they started doing work for you and maybe it helped grow their career?
Well, there's this one guy from Cleveland. What the hell was his name? Steve. Yeah, Steve Harvey. You remember him?
Yeah. He's done well.
Well, here's the deal with Steve. Steve was a middle act.
By the way, I still go back and watch the original Kings of Comedy with Bernie Mac and DL.
So good.
And Cedric the Entertainer and obviously Steve. And I laugh out loud at the same parts every single time.
Yeah. DL's at the club tonight. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
So Steve was just a middle act. Didn't have any money. He had 2 shirts, 2 pairs of pants. But every time he hit the stage, they were iron, they were crisp. He had it back then. So I said to him, I think you're the next guy. So he goes and headlines. I book him as a headliner. The next day, when you go on the radio, you're doing a radio, promotion because you're the headliner.
And a lot of those guys did not like doing the radio, by the way.
So, well, let me tell you this. So what we did was, shut up, phone. What we did was, I took him down to Win Radio. I think it was Dave Darnell. And I go in here and do a good job. My name is Steve. I'm from, Cleveland. I got twin daughters. He gets through with the thing. I grab him, what the hell was that? You got to go in there and take him home. Well, when we went on his show 10 years ago, the first thing he said to me, he came up in the audience and hugged my neck, and he said, do you remember that time outside of Win Radio? You scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And, it just meant so much to me that he said it, that it worked for him. But he made it big in Birmingham before anybody else. Okay, Lavelle Crawford. This is around 2000.
And by the way, for people that aren't into stand-up comedy, Lavelle Crawford, a big part of Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. What's the new Happy Gilmore 2?
Yeah. I see. I still haven't seen that.
Oh,
so he's
yeah.
got a big part in that?
Oh, yeah, you'll love him. So anyway, this was about 2000. This guy I was booking some shows with said, hey, I got this new guy, Lavelle Crawford. Would you give him a chance? And this guy's brought me some good acts. So I said, sure. So he comes to town with Lavelle, and those guys were their own marketing people. They'd go to all the clubs, hand out flyers. I mean, they were working the streets. Lavelle came, funny, and every time he came back, he got funnier. So now we're 4 years later. HBO is doing this thing called the Lucky 21 Club. And what that deal was, they picked the best 21 clubs in the country, and they said to all of us owners, you pick your funniest guy. We're going to bring him to Vegas and have a contest. Whoever wins is going to get an HBO special. Big deal.
Damn, I don't remember that. That's massive.
Wait a minute.
You got 21 clubs that put up their favorite comedians. So you got 21 comedians trying to get the winners an HBO special. I love this.
So
it's bigger than American Idol back in the day.
So they call me and I say Lavelle Crawford. Well, the guy starts chewing me. Lavelle Crawford, who the hell? I go, wait a minute, ho.
It's my guy.
It's my pick.
Did you call me? And he goes, yeah. Lavelle Crawford. Lavelle won the whole damn thing. He got on. He got his HBO special, and they went. Pew. You know, we talk about that all the time, and you know.
Damn, I didn't. Like, a lot of this stuff I don't know.
Were you a coach where you're like, listen, Lavelle? They were laughing. They were like, you're not gonna put this guy in here. You go get him, man. Go get him. Motivating him.
No, I mean Lavelle just went in and flat out did it.
Did he ever do Def Comedy Jam after that?
I don't know, but Lavelle was, you know, and there's so many of them. DL, I love him.
I do too. I've always thought he was so funny.
He's at the Stardome this weekend. But all those acts, Ricky Smiley was a kid that did open mic, and Cheech saw him and said, you got to see this kid. And he was funny, because most of the time, the first time they go up, they're not that funny. But Ricky had something special, and then we watched him. And then what would happen with Ricky was I introduced him to Steve, and they became friends. That's how Ricky got on the radio, and now Ricky is. There's 100.
Damn, all these careers you created.
Yeah.
Well,
and one more. I mean, Roy Wood Jr. I worked with Roy Wood and
Wood.
Yeah, and man, when he started, I guess early on, I don't know what you call the opener, the middle. When he started, I was like, really? And then boom, he's national. You know, he's huge.
Here's a funny story. Love Roy. Love him to death. His mom, Roy's mom, is the sweetest lady ever. She loves comedy. So this had to be 10, 12 years ago. She'd always come to when I say sneak in, she'd go buy a ticket and come in, and I'd always say, just call me. Me and Cheech will let you in. So back around that time, I went up to the table one time, and I go, how you doing? She goes, I'm going to tell you a secret. I go, what? You know, Roy's not my favorite comic. I'm like, he's not my favorite. It's this guy. Yeah. You know, but then, of course, now he is. But there's so many great stories like that.
Well, I've got some more, because we got a lot of people under 30 listening, and they're probably like, you know, Steve Harvey is Steve Harvey. But I do want to throw some other names on the other side. I know we got to do a couple of quick commercials and take a quick break, but a lot more coming up with Bruce Ayers, a complete legend right here in our community and the comedy scene overall.
One more segment to go, and do we promote the comedy club still? Because 444-0008.
Yeah, 444-0008. Stardome.com. The man, D.L. Hughley, I had an opportunity to meet him in your green room years ago. Great guy. Yeah. Fun guy. We had him on the show. He was walking through the Galleria, telling us about different things and doing his own comedy right there on the fly.
Yeah, and I could tell you about the new people or, you know, whatever. So
okay,
we could tell stories all day.
All that coming up. Show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill. We've been trusting them since the 1950s for heating and cooling and plumbing needs.
Yeah, look, it's a number you don't want to call, but these things happen. And if it happens in your home or business, whether it's the plumbing, heating, or cooling, they are on standby. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for any and all of these issues. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels, January 30th through February 1st at the BJCC. With customs, classics, hot rods, and more. Don't miss the Golden Riders motorcycle stunt team, plus BMX stunt teams performing outrageous stunts live. Friday, meet WWE star Rikishi. Saturday is Kevin Mack from Counts Customs. And Sunday, meet TV host Courtney Hansen. Bring the kids for free Hot Wheels racing, costume characters, rides, and more. Get discount tickets at all O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Details at worldofwheels.net.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Final part of the show today brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. Always this final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Go by there and look, you got 2 games tomorrow, plus basketball, including Alabama on the road at 12 noon and Auburn at home to South Carolina, and all the football at 3:30 on CBS, 7 o'clock on Fox. Watch them at Champy's on Highway 119 in Alabaster, or go by and get a easy-to-go order, champyschicken.com. Take it home and watch the game, and then 2 on Sunday as well, champyschicken.com. And our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Man, has it been 30 years?
It has not been 30 years. It's been 23 years, though. 23 years this coming April was when I got the LASIK procedure done, and I'm not exaggerating. I still have 2015 vision, better than 2020. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm still not in readers. But make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com. We are in studio with a legend, Bruce Ayers. Retired officially this week, 4 days ago. He's getting the best sleep he's ever gotten. 42 years, though. The Comedy Club Stardome, 444-0008, DL Hughley, if you're looking for great entertainment this weekend. So you guys sell to a couple of brothers, the Helium Comedy Club. They've got, I think it's 2 brothers. They've got a location in Philadelphia, Portland, Buffalo, St. Louis, Indianapolis, and Atlanta. And now Birmingham.
And Austin. Well, I've known Mark and Brad for about the last 10 years. Good guys, They know how to run a club. You know, when you got, let me put it to you this way. You know, Bluff Park Hardware, great little hardware store.
Oh, by Mr. P's.
By
Yeah.
Mr. P's.
Yep.
I mean, it's great. Mom and pop. And then you got Lowe's, Home Depot. We were this guy. We were the little, because the way comedy's going now and the way everything else is going, the mom and pops having a harder time to compete with the corporates because they have more people, they have more power, they can do more things, and you know, so we feel like we've taken it as far as we could take it. Dina, Gina, Cheech, and I. And when they came in, you know, they got great ideas. It's going to be the same but a little different. They're going to try to make it better. The booking's going to be, and I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader. I think they're going to do great. Please go check them out. You know, right now they're trying to find out where all the light switches are and all that stuff. But they're refreshing the place. It needed it. So no, I think they're going to do great.
The Lavelle Crawford, the Sinbad, the Steve Harvey story is incredible. Matt Rife, when did you know this guy was going to be a star?
I got a great Matt Rife story.
Well, so Scott Forster, he actually went to the new amphitheater. The first act was Matt Rife, I think, and Scott and his wife Debbie went to check it out. And I didn't know anything about Matt Rife until this past summer. I had no idea who he was, but Scott put on a good show, right?
Oh, he put on a great show. I was only familiar from his social media clips, but his act was good too.
So
all right, here's the Matt Rife story. This had to be, how old is Matt now? He is
30 years old.
30 years old. 15 years ago. He was 15 years old.
Wow.
Now, they were having some sort of a showcase in a buddy of mine's club in Atlanta. He's 15 years old. His mom's taking him around doing these little clubs. I met him. I met his mom. And I said, I'll give you a shot at my club. So he was a young kid, a rookie.
Was he dirty at 15?
Not real dirty. He was respectful and always a great guy. And we became really, really close with the whole family. Okay, so he was opening act, then a couple of years later, feature act. And he liked to work in front of Lavelle and people like that.
You wonder, though, like how many times we might have seen Matt Rife and we didn't know who he was.
Probably. Well, I'm going to tell you. So he kept coming. But nobody knew who he was yet. So the year that he made it, the November before he made it, he called me up and I was talking to him and, he said, man, I bring him in to headline. And he did good, but they still didn't know who he was. We didn't sell out. And then 6 months later, he does this thing where he releases his own special. And it goes absolutely through the roof, like nothing anybody has ever seen. We got pictures of him with our grandkids, and he was just a regular good guy. So, yeah, we knew that, right?
Boy, he has blown up. Another one, Mitch Hedberg, so talented, but so many demons. Obviously passed away. It's been over 20 years ago now.
Do you know, if you look at the menu at my club, my ex-club, you know what the hamburger's called? The Mitch Hedberger.
Oh.
There was a time Mitch did a promo for us, and it was this. Hey, man, we played in the screen at the club. Hey, man, you got the munchies? I know you got the munchies coming to see me. They named a cheeseburger after me. Get the Mitch Hedberger. So let me tell you about Mitch, though. First time we had Mitch, it was the coolest thing I've ever seen because when he showed up, he had a stand-up bass player with him. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I like
And
that.
he was keeping pace with it. I felt like I was in the Village in 1960. And it was that and that and that. Half the people loved him, half the people didn't get it. And he kept coming back. Let me give you a little Mitch. The escalator never breaks. It only becomes stairs. Thanks for the convenience. And, Mitch we loved Loved him. He had the demons. He died. He was supposed to be coming back. He died 2 weeks before, but he was one of the most incredible acts ever. We loved him.
Why do, and this is kind of an open-ended question, but why do so many comedians have so many demons? They seem all insecure.
Is it because there's no team? It's a lot of them are just them on the road. Is that one of the reasons why you think?
They all don't have demons. Some of them do, and it all depends. Like Rodney Carrington didn't have any demons, But I don't really have a good answer to that. They're all individuals. They're all different. There was a time in the the mid to late 80s. There was a lot more drug use and. And that was bad. And those guys, they all got weaned out because nobody wanted to work with people like that.
Well, I was going to ask you.
It started getting serious, late 80s, early 90s, where all those people were out. Before, nobody knew what it was or how to do it. But once they started making the big money, they wised up or they got out.
Well, we've all been to concerts where a guy is so drunk he can't sing.
Yeah.
And have you, and I'm sure over your 42 years, have you had comedians that they were so banged up they couldn't go on stage? I mean, do you have an isolated story that?
Yeah, Mitch. I mean, once again, we loved Mitch. He had a problem. The last time he was there, he came out on stage and he finally just laid down on the stage like this, doing his stuff, his material. I mean, it was bad. And we've had other acts that, over drank or over this or over that. And, you talk to them afterwards or don't bring them back. And I'll give you an example, is Mike Epps. Mike Epps, I call Mike the king because he sells tickets faster than anybody I've ever had. But the very first time Mike Epps came to the club, I don't know if he was smoking or whatever he was doing, but he wasn't himself. And it was kind of real unprofessional. And this had to be 20 years ago. At the end of the show, when I was paying him, he came into my office and he goes, "Bruce, I am so sorry to let you down. I promise you, I will never, ever do that again, and I'll respect you and your club." Never did he ever do anything like that, and he has just went through the roof. A great guy. Love Mike.
So what about crazy writers like Request? I mean, is there one that stands out? Because, it used to be public and you would get these things. And I remember 20 years ago and people would want certain colored M&Ms and, 6 bottles of Evian and a couple of bottles of vodka or whatever.
There's some of them, like Eddie Griffin, for instance. His deal was he had to have for each show a new pair of white Converse sneakers. He had to have this special kind of white T-shirt, and the thing was, with most of these guys, a lot of clubs, they'd come in and the guy go, "I ain't doing this shit." But what I learned was, if I respect you, good chance you're going to turn around and respect me. But if I said, "I ain't doing that shit," whatever. So it turned out that it was never a big deal. But the trend now is they say, "I need these bottles of liquor for the rider. One of these, one of these, one of these." At the end of the night, they're gone and they didn't drink any of it. What they're doing is they're putting it on there and they're filling up their liquor cabinet at home. But
Yep.
It is what it is. So, you let some things go, you fight certain battles. So
I know you've got a good Leanne Morgan story, but who is the funniest female comedian you've ever come across?
That's what I was about to ask you because we talked to a lot of guys.
Let me think of some of the greatest ones. In the early days.
Because, I don't, Nikki Glazer, I've never really seen her do stand-up, but her roast and her emceeing ability is it's incredible.
Unbelievable. Yeah. In the early days, it was, Judy Tenuta, Etta May, some more. Oh, my God. Some more. Leanne, here's the deal with Leanne. She's awesome. But she worked at the club for 20 years. with Etta May and other people, middle act, and never really. And what happened was, she met this guy named Jared in Nashville, who really knew how to put all of her videos together, had the algorithm and whatnot. And what he did is he put them in the right place, found her audience. And then once the audience really found her, there were all these housewives and whatnot who maybe never saw her, it went nuts. And I'm so happy for her.
Wow.
Now, we know you got to get out of here in the next couple of minutes. Again, you're going to play pickleball, part of retirement. Play pickleball at noon on a Friday. That's great. Drink bourbon.
No, I wanted to ask you. I'm playing Tuesday. I'm playing Thursday. I'm playing Friday. It may be more. I don't know. But I got time on my hands now.
I wanted to ask you, was Jeff Foxworthy a part of the Stardome back in the comedy club back in the day?
Well, let me tell you the Jeff Foxworthy story. So Jeff Foxworthy is from Atlanta. Now my buddy Chris DePetta, who I told you about earlier, was booking a club for me. So it's 1985. Chris calls me and he goes, I got this new guy, Jeff Foxworthy. He works for IBM, but he's trying to get into comedy. So we booked him to be, this was his first ever paid gig, 1985. We booked him at the club on New Year's Eve. And he was the opening act for Sinbad.
So he was his first paid gig was with you. Wow.
Yeah. And, so all those guys, there's all history. And
Godfather of comedy. Before we let you go, because you're going to play pickleball, I know you're a big golfer. You haven't played in a while. A lot of those comedians love playing golf because when they would come in back in our terrestrial radio days with jocks, they'd be like, going to play golf after this with Bruce. You guys would always go to Gianmarco's and have a big dinner.
Yeah.
Who was the best golfer amongst the comedians?
Well, Rodney Carrington. There's a guy named Tim Allen who's really good. Henry Cho plays more golf than anybody, and Henry is good. I mean, I think Henry was, I don't know what he is now, but I know he was down to a 2 or maybe a 3 or maybe even more. But Henry's the great schmoozer. He's a great guy. He's played golf with more celebrities and whatnot. And I can't say I'm going to miss Henry because I'm still going to see him a lot. But he's another one of the great ones.
Well, you have done so much for us back, my solo days at Jocks to when we got together to where we are right here. I mean, some of the content you've brought us with the comedians, some of our outings with clients going to your club, and obviously we want much success for the Helium Comedy Club as well.
Yeah. All right. But a lot of great dates. I mean, I know it was a business idea for you, but when I was single. I think I'm now crossed the line where I've been married longer than. No, I still know. I'm still single longer than I were married. It was just such a good day. I can't tell you how many first or second dates I went to the comedy club or Stardome with.
And that was the dream, and that was the thing, and it was just one of those things that I saw, but it was right. You've done a lot of things that you thought were great, but they weren't.
Right.
This is one that worked out.
I could do this all day. So one more. Speaking of first dates, who would be the most uncomfortable comic you've seen in person to bring a first date to?
Oh, there's lots of them.
Because you mentioned Dice Clay, but I think people know what they're getting into with Dice Clay, but there's some
That
more.
was the first time. Back in the early 80s, yes. He came back about right when he did A Star Is Born. He came back and he was awesome. He
played a good role in that movie.
Oh, he was
Our
great.
dad, yeah.
Okay, here's a Dice Clay trivia question because he told me this. Where did the character Dice Clay come from?
I'm gonna guess Grease, the movie. Nope.
Vinnie Barbarino.
Ah,
you remember Vinnie?
Yeah.
You remember
you were close though.
You remember Vinnie Barbarino?
You got a Travolta, yeah.
Yeah.
He told me that the last time he was here, we sat in my office for an hour before we went to Gianmarco's. And, I was just so proud of him, getting his career going. And he told me that, and I thought that was so cool. He turned out to be a great guy. There's so many of them that just really, really. Who's another guy we had that was so cool was Colin Yost.
Oh, yeah.
The writer from Saturday Night Live. I mean, he was great. We took him to Gianmarco's. Him and Gianni probably stayed up for 3 hours talking New York shit. Excuse me.
No, you're
okay.
good. We're good.
But no, I mean, there's just so many great guys.
I mean, I knew you were the godfather of comedy. I didn't know how deep some of these stories go. You ought to really, if you get bored in your retirement, I know you won't. You ought to think about doing a comedy podcast and just rotate these guys in and out.
Hey, man, I'm off.
We can help you with this. We're looking for content. We can figure this out.
He's dropping the mic on you.
Anytime you want me to come back, I got time. I'll be more than happy to. But, I don't want a job right now.
No,
I want to relax.
Congratulations to you and Cheech. Well deserved. And look, I mean, really, you've done a lot for us, man. Really appreciate it, Bruce.
I appreciate. Well, come on. We got to end it. The three of us.
Okay.
I don't want to see anything in a glass. 1, 2, 3.
I can't do that. I'm a lightweight.
That's good bourbon, though, right?
Yeah.
I love it for a 50-year-old man and Bruce going to play pickleball right after drinking a little bourbon.
All right.
Thank you.
That's the one and only Bruce Ayers, historic comedy club, now the Stardome, and still up and running. No, nothing's wrong with the Stardome. In fact, DL's in town. Well, look at the family portrait
There's the family.
Yep. Really
Cheech,
good look.
Dina and Gina.
Good place to end the show right there. Thank you. We'll be back with you on Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget to check out our content over the weekend at Next Round Live on all the platforms. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.